And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network here on a Sunday night, getting ready to go with the Blazing Pedals. We're going to kind of speed into it a little bit. We got a lot going on before this race starts. Joining me here tonight, my good friend Rick Hammond Jr. Rick, how are you, bud?
I'm doing fabulous, brother. Glad to be back. How you doing?
Doing great, getting ready for a little bit of action down here in Texas, and we've already got Mr. Terry Foster ready to take that grid walk. Terry, why don't you take it away?
Thank you, sir. Dalton, you got me.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Dalton, real quick, since we are kind of pressed for time here. Hey, man, I'm trying to talk to the admins, trying to get their feel on what you think Blazing Pedals' problems are. Well, the 7th race in, I mean, we pretty had a crappy show the last 6, 7 races or so, man. And I need your admin hat put on and not your race hat. Talk to me.
Well, admin Dalton here. What I think the main problem is a lot of these guys are still kind of new around each other, so it's not 100%. We're still all kind of trying to mesh, and we haven't meshed yet. And then on top of that, there's also a lot of aggressiveness and a lot of ego with some of the guys in here, because just judging by the split of the field, considering we're all under like 3-4 tenths of each other, and there's 35 of us, you know, we're all feeling like, hey, we're faster than this guy. We're faster than this guy. Yeah, there's just a lot of taking going on right now, and not as much give. And that's what's, in my opinion, causing all the issues that we've been having the past couple of weeks.
Okay, I brought it up with Mark, and I think I brought it up with Brian. The car, I mean, they've changed a lot on our car, the tires and stuff. Do you think the car has anything to do with it?
No, I do not. The car handles really well. Mark always does a really good job with the setups, and
I agree.
It's honestly just people just not being used to racing around each other and not understanding give and take, in my opinion.
Now, I'm with what everybody said. Brian, he's talked about it. Mark's talked about it. You've talked about it. And who wins the race in the tonight? I might hit Sam up next week. But, yeah, I'm with you, buddy. Looks like you just done a pit party without us. So I'm going to let you go and let these guys get back to work. And, hey, Rick, glad to have you back. We missed you last week, but Al done a great job. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
You guys got anything for Dalton?
No. Have a good race, Dalton. Make sure that Turn 3 Racing Network engine has been tuned up proper. I believe we had it going good there in the dyno. Let's see what it does out on track there tonight for you.
Oh, yeah, it's feeling good tonight, boys.
Excellent. That is Terry Foster and Dalton Kilroe joining us live up here in the booth for Terry's A Walk Down Pit Road.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Terry. And I said we had a lot of stuff to get through, and we do. Man, oh man, the next big thing. What do I want to do first? There's just so much. Well, let's get rid of that, and we'll go out and check out some of these scenes out here on the track. That's first. I think next we're going to bring up Mr. Tim Habiak. Tim Habiak, this is Chris up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
Tim, I'm doing okay, and I understand that you might have a little bit of an announcement to do.
Oh, yeah, man. We're excited. We're excited. Last week we heard at the end of the interview about J.B. Walker asking to see if anybody wanted to come on board, and we jumped on that opportunity with everything that's going on. It wasn't until late this week, so we were hoping to get Scheme up. We did, but we're going to take care of Jamie. He's going to be running our colors for the remainder of the 2020 season under Blazing Pedals, and we'll have a couple new schemes for him coming up here in the next week or two. But we're glad to have Jamie on board. It's pretty exciting.
That is big news. Jamie Walker, one for sure you wanted to lock down. Tim, congratulations on picking up another driver for TRJKarting.com.
Oh yeah, it's really exciting. He's one of the best professionals we have out here. I mean, even if he's not having a night that's ideal for him, he's able to make the best of it, and he always races everybody around him with respect. So it's the type of person that we definitely want to have on our team, and we were lucky to have the opportunity open with him, and glad to have him on board.
Well, man, it's been a big move, and I'm pretty excited to see that new paint scheme on there. It's going to take me a week or two to get used to seeing it, though. So, you know, I might be calling him Ian every now and again, but hey, that's okay. Speaking of Ian, last week, he did not have the greatest race, Tim. Why don't we kind of relive last Sunday night if we could?
Oh, gosh.
Do you remember it? Did you just get drunk?
No, I didn't. No, I mean, we did. I mean, we just got thrown off a little bit on our. Ian just wasn't comfortable, really, all night. It was hard for him to find the right balance and the right rhythm. We tried for some strategy calls, and it didn't seem like any of that worked out in our favor. I don't know. It was just one of those nights where it just wasn't our night to be. I mean, you look at, I was listening to Dalton talking about the field we had with people not being familiar with each other. I mean, gosh, I was looking at the times this evening, and I think Ian's somewhere about 18th on the speed chart. He's about a tenth of a second off the pole, which is 10th is not very much, but 18 spots is a lot. So it's a very close competition now. It's being a 10th off is going to be the difference between mid-pack and running in front of the pack this year. It's the competition has really stepped up. It's really good. It's still people feeling each other out, but the competition is really, really stout.
Well, I'll tell you, man, it was a lot of fun, and it continues to be a lot of fun, Tim. Good luck again. Two-driver owner now, Tim Habia, getting ready to go here for TRJKarting.com.
Yes, sir. You guys have a great night.
All right, Tim. Have a good one, and drink a little Mylanta before the race even starts. It helps.
I got my glass of orange juice. I'm ready to go.
All right, Tim. That is Tim Habia, owner of TRJKarting.com, and news in from Race Control, Rick. And I'm gonna may have to ask you to help out on this one a little bit. Seems that Jamie Walker unable to join Racecom, something going on with his radio, but he does have the ability to reach out on a local channel through iRacing. So maybe if need to be, Rick, we can interview him through iRacing. And that is just about it here as far as what I had to do. Now what I want to do is, Rick, you weren't here with me last week for obvious reasons, and I'm going to bring up a picture of why. And this is not the first time Little Man has been on the stream, but I didn't give away any information at all. He's down on the bottom right-hand side. Why don't you talk about him just a little bit?
Well, Little Man was born on Monday morning at 1:46 a.m., 6 pounds, 15 ounces, 20 and a half inches long. His name is Gavin Richard Hammond, and he's been a lot of fun, man. I mean, we got to work on a sleep schedule because he likes to party all night, and I knew, because when we're going through the birth, you know, I'm sitting there, and of course I watched Blazing Pedals, and then later on, after you guys got done, Talladega Nights came on, so you know I was playing that for him in Mom's belly really loud, and he likes to party all night now, man. So it's pretty cool. But third child, the pressure's off me now. I'm not the last of the Hammond name anymore, so all I can say is good luck.
Yeah, man, that's pretty awesome, and I cannot wait until this whole deal with the corona is done so that I can meet the little man in person. Can't wait to give him a big uncle hug. And that is going to do it for trying to catch up. These guys doing some warm-ups here in the last about 4.5 minutes of practice. I want to go ahead and thank everybody out there in Turn 3 Racing Network land. Can't thank you enough for coming on out here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You are going to be watching the Blazing Pedals K&N series, brought to you by TRJKarting.com. TRJKarting.com is your #1 online source for karting components, engines, and safety gear. They have a huge selection for the novice to the professional and a dedicated section for sim racers. No matter how you do it, your desire and passion to go fast fuels them. Their focus is to put their customers into victory lane. Make sure to check them out at TRJKarting.com and give them a like on Facebook. And Rick, I guess we should add, make sure you let Tim know that we sent you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, I can't buy anything else from there unless I'm buying duplicates. That's all I'm going to say. Either that or Little Man's going to be getting a cart. You know, I've already been working on this, so we're hoping that's going to happen. I know where I'm going to go for all that stuff, too.
I believe Tim at one point last week messaged me saying he was thinking about doing onesies because in about December, they're going to be pretty popular. So maybe by then you can get yourself a TRJ onesie. Well, maybe not for you, but for Gavin for sure.
Well, I'll buy one anyway just to have. But, Tim, if you do that, let me know. And I'll buy a prototype. And we already got a model for you. It's going to be perfect.
It's going to be pretty cool. If he does it, I think it would be hilarious. And that might be just enough reason for having Tim do it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming at you from Texas tonight. Track temperature is 94 degrees, air temperature 82. This is a 1.5 mile track, very, very wide, very racy. And from what I can see so far in the setup, a little on the loose side.
And, looking at the temperatures, Chris, Texas is obviously down south. It's nice and warm down there. That track temperature is sitting at 94. So it might be a little bit more setup tonight as it is, just track temperature, but it's going to be real interesting to watch that to see how that works.
Now let's take a look at the running order here in practice so far. The 92 of Blake Deckers and Brian Dees pulling down the same type of lap time, a 29.684 here in practice, equal. And then you see the rest of the guys in order. A lot of guys sitting on pit road knowing that practice is just about done. And man, I'm excited for this race. I think this is going to be a good one. Of course, I have Rick back up here in the booth with me. I want to thank Al for helping me out last week. Very awesome of him to step in there kind of last minute and really keep us going. And again, thank you to Big Al. I couldn't have done it without you last week, bud.
And I definitely appreciate, number one, I've been watching a lot of stuff on turn 3 while I was in the hospital. It was really nice because it helped pass time seeing Roger and you and KR and even that World guy, he was out there, Dave in the cave. Dark Side Dave. And, it was just amazing. And all the congrats that my family got, I let the wife know, and we're very grateful for that. And it's good to be back, too.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you back up here in the booth. And we look forward to bringing you some pretty good action. Again, this is Texas. And Texas is a very, very fast track. It's wide. It's pretty common to see some 3 wide, even 4 wide at times. But these guys, what they really need to do, what they really need to focus on is running a very clean race. Now, last week, Rick, if you remember, I know you were watching, the first couple of stages of that race, very clean. But then the third stage, that race to the end, it's like somebody just uncorked a bottle. And these guys had a hell of a time trying to get to the end of that one.
That's the thing, too. It was good to see that the first couple halves of the race, or the first, half of the race was going really good, the first 2 stages. And you're going to get the harder racing, I think, toward that last stage, Chris, when guys, it's go or blow time. These guys want to go. They want to race towards the checkered. And but I think these guys, they know what they have to do. And, a couple of weeks ago, we've had some caution-filled races. They seem to be getting better week after week. So tonight here at Texas, that's going to be real interesting. I think everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very good race. I can feel it in my bones, Rick. And that's, I just have a feeling these guys are due for a really good one. Of course, next week is Easter. We're going to be off next week. And so it's going to be 2 weeks out before we see these guys back live after tonight. And it's going to be... I don't know what to say. Easter isn't going to be the same anyway, but yeah, it is going to be a little bittersweet. I've kind of gotten into the mode again of coming out here every Sunday night and calling a race. As practice is done, you see the flagman throwing that checkered flag over practice, and that means we've got 10 minutes of qualifying coming right at you. And the first one out on the track that we're going to take a peek at is the number 41. That's Dalton Kilrow. Tonight's subject on the walk down pit road by Terry Foster. He is sporting that Turn 3 Racing Network engine underneath the hood of that Chevy. And the Daddy-O's number 41 getting it up to speed. All right, he has crossed the start finish line, and we are on the hot lap now for the first time with the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. We're gonna keep an eye out for Terry Foster tonight too. Terry, who he had a heck of a good run last week, and again got pulled into somebody else's stuff. Ended up finishing in the top 15, but my lord, that guy, he is due, and it's just a matter of time.
Now, of course, to add on to that too, Chris, is I'm friends with all the guys except for Aaron Backover. I don't think he's friends with me on Facebook, but I'll have to check that out and see. But I got Corey the Shermanator Sherman on my friends list, and he was posting some stuff about today's race that was going on with NASCAR and FS1 and Fox. And I said, well, the real show's tonight at 7 o'clock on the Turn 3 Racing Network. He agreed, and then of course Mr. Terry, he popped in and had to make it known that he's done a lot of practice this week. So I'm really looking to see something out of that beautiful 86 car. I mean, number one, the paint guy is just amazing. I mean, he's cool. I don't know where he came up with that crappy paint, but he did a good job. And I think Terry's going to do a really good job here tonight.
I think he might too. And I'm watching out for Ian. Hopefully he's a little bit more comfortable behind that wheel. Certainly, I understand there are going to be weeks, especially on the younger drivers, that are going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Last week, definitely biting Ian in the butt just a little bit, but the 16 out there right now. And so far, Rick, he's running 5th fastest here in qualifying.
Well, we heard the big news too with Ian. He's getting he has a new teammate now. It's not really official yet. Chris, you do have the new paint scheme there for Mr. Restart, and that's of course 88 Jamie Walker. Like you said, it's going to take a little bit for us to get used to his paint scheme there, but I think that's going to be a huge thing. And Tim kind of touched on it a little bit. When you get a driver with the caliber of Jamie Walker out there, and of course Ian, I've been following Ian ever since we started broadcasting with the Blazing Pedals. And it's been amazing to see how this young driver goes out there and he just gets better and better each season. And now when you're putting him in with Jamie Walker, those two are going to be a force to reckon with, I have a feeling.
Yeah, it's going to be something else to see if the young man can pick up a couple of tricks from one crafty driver. And speaking of a crafty driver, it's Fred Thompson in the 46. Man, he had a good race last week too. Didn't get the finish he deserved, but he was really there. It was pretty impressive. And yeah, no quarantine here, Marquise. Well, I'm one of those essential employees, I guess.
Well, you're not the employee. You're the owner and the boss.
Yeah, I got plenty of other headaches. Don't need to be staying home and thinking about them, that's for sure. Adrian Pedra last week finally got that car dialed in and had a top 3 finish. And man, was he deserving of that. It was really awesome to kind of watch him. First of all, not having any blinking issues for the first time all season long, but then to really get a nice finish out of the car to Adrian Pedra right now being scored 20th quickest here in Texas.
And of course, no surprise on the gentleman that is there on top right now who holds the pole as of right now. We still have about 5 minutes and 40 seconds left of qualifying, Chris. But Jamie Walker out there with a blistering lap of 29.816. Corey the Shermanator just came in second place right now, holding on. Wow, what a good time. Blake Decker's right there. Brian Dees, I'm looking at the 17. I want him to have a really good race here. Dalton Kilrow, of course, he's been right up there. A lot of these guys, Chris. Look at Powell there in the 18, sitting in the 8th position right now. He needs a good race.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers are really hoping to kind of pull one out here tonight, because I'll tell you what, let's take a peek at them during this qualifying effort. But I've got the points here, Rick, and things are starting to happen. Let's take a peek. We've got Jamie Walker on top, no surprise there. Dalton Kilrow, Derek Colson, your top 3. Corey the Shermanator Sherman sitting there in 4th spot. Ryan Walsh slips one down to 5. Harry the Butcher Benjamin in 6th spot. Adrian Pedra 7th. Ian Habiak to 8th. Brad Collins 9th, and Brian Dees in 10th spot. And then you got the rest of them showing up on there. All 43 slots filled in. And man, that means this league is doing everything they need to do to pull in the drivers. It's been pretty impressive so far this season, the car count.
Well, I mean, that just goes to show the type of league that Blazing Pedals is, Chris. I mean, that is something that they haven't had to worry about pretty much ever since we started broadcasting them. And of course, before then, too. I mean, they've always had good car counts now. Usually you get a lot of excitement when guys see that they might be running like a full season of NASCAR. You know, that always draws in the big numbers, but usually right around this time and continuing on through like halfway, you start seeing people drop off, but we don't see that here at Blazing Pedals, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And I just counted, I believe we got about 37 drivers that are in the server. Not all of them are on the track yet, but definitely huge potential of getting a big field out there once again this week. And it's pretty neat to see. We're watching Corey, the Shermanator Sherman, sitting third fastest right now. He's got the 35 of Brian McRae right behind him. Brian, I'm kind of looking for his name. Where are you, Brian?
Big Daddy Brian McRae sitting in, it looks like 10th position
spot.
right
Yes,
now.
there it is. Yep. You know, someday they're gonna actually put their nicknames on there, and it'll be a lot easier.
Would be, wouldn't it? Now, you know, just because he's in track, Chris, I'm going to shout him out right now, Marquise Smith, man. I miss you out here on track. I know you haven't had the luck that you've been wishing that you had this season, man, but, you know, I hope that you taking tonight, you know, this week and then next week for Easter off, buddy. I hope you take that time. I saw you had a little bit of an equipment issue, so that's never good. And hopefully you get back out there, man. Just take a deep breath and do it. I mean, you had a couple good runs, man. You just got to get out there and have some fun. And I'm still trying to figure out what these new shirts that, you know, Tim was talking about over there at trjkarting.com. Now, I haven't seen nothing. And let me tell you, I'm glued to his Facebook and Twitter. And, you know, and his personal page. I haven't seen anything, but man, we just got them new shirts. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing my t-shirt, which I haven't gotten worn too much. I usually wear my sweatshirt, but it's finally warming up here. So I got the American flag TRJ Karting t-shirt on right now. I think I need some boxers and some slippers. That's about all I'm missing. Maybe some pajama bottoms with a TRJ logo on it. I'm just saying, Tim, if you need somebody for marketing, man, I got all kinds of ideas.
Well, if you come back next week, Marquise, you're going to be the only one on the track, bud. Next week, it's Easter. Well, Rick, we got about a minute and a half here of qualifying to go. And so far, nobody has touched Walker. But, man, look at that. Brad Collins and Corey Sherman. Throw Blake Decker in there, too. They are all very, very close. Brian Dees. Look at the time spread. Holy cow. You got to go all the way down to 14th just to find a 10th differential between the qualifying leader and somebody who's a 10th away. That's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. I mean, this is going to be an amazing race, Chris. I can already tell. And Skittles, you're right. For you, it's going to be for the fans. It's going to be hard. I mean, he's keeping the 88, so that's going to be good. Chris does have it up on, not up on screen right now, but he does have it in his system. For some reason, mine, it kept the old GoDaddy, even though I just re-downloaded the paints and got out of iRacing. But so you're going to still be able to see that 88 on the black car, but you'll get used to it. I mean, we're lucky because we get the scoring sheets here, so we can just click on his name, which makes it a lot easier for us. And but you're going to get used to it pretty quick, I have a feeling.
And with 20 seconds left, it is starting to look like Jamie Walker is going to have the fast time here and take a pole once again, this time from Texas with about, 12 seconds left here of qualifying. Yeah. So Walker is continuing to just be very dominant so far here this season. Who's going to step up this year to try and knock him down a peg? That's going to be the question, and maybe we'll get the answer starting tonight. So it looks like it's going to be Jamie Walker, Brad Collins, Corey Sherman, your top three here tonight. Blake Decker and Brian Dees rounding out the top five as qualifying is all but over. I'm going to sit back, Rick, because this is going to be a little bit of a long one. 201 laps here tonight.
Yeah, I got my lumbar pillow, man. I'm all set. I'm ready to go for the long haul. I mean, I know that I'm going to be starting sitting back, but, you know, after that first stage, second stage, we're going to start inching closer and closer to the edge of our seat.
All right, we're going to get ready to qualify, or excuse me, bring down the qualifying grid. Just having a quick word with one of the race admins, and then we can get to it. Starting on the pole for tonight's race, the number 88, that's Jamie Walker. And to his outside, Rick, it's going to be the 22 of Brad Collins. Starting inside, row number 2, the 3 of Corey Sherman. And to his outside, the 92 of Blake Decker. Brian Dees starts on the inside of row number 3. He's followed on the outside by Derek Paulson. And inside row number 4, it's Aaron Bach over John Perkins in the 33 to his outside. Starting inside row number 5, it's the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. Ryan Wash in the 68 to his outside. Row number 6. On the inside, it's the 35, Big Daddy. Brian McRae to his outside, it's the 18 of Jason Powell. Inside row number 7 tonight, it's going to be Corey Blevins, and to his outside, Hank Caston. Travis McChesney to the inside of row number 8, and Ty Morosco to his outside. Starting on the inside of row number 9, it's going to be the 16, the kid, Ian Habiak. To his outside, the 78 of Adrian Pedra. And Rick starting inside row number 10 tonight, it's going to be Kyle Wellman. To his outside, the 86 of Terry Foster.
And Chris starting on the inside, row number 11, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, and then number 10 machine Nick Okie, and the 9 to his outside. Row number 12 is going to be the 2 of Jacob Hoppy, see I remembered, and the 4 of Hayden Wheeler. Out or inside, row number 13, Rick Thompson in the 78. Next to him on the outside, James Hatcher in the 45. Row 14 is going to consist of the 97 of Jeff Hartline and Deshaun Gorham and his number 40. Row 15 on the inside, the 46 Fred Thompson. On his outside, the 73 of Casey Campbell. On the inside of row number 16, the 36 of Christopher Tate. And on the outside, the 14 of Jeff Price. In row number 17, Noah Van Hoop got that 01 right there. Next to him, the 67 in return of Joshua Kane. Good to see him back out on track, Chris. Row 18 is going to be the 55 of Corey Rutherford and Patrick Aberson in the 11. And then finishing out the field in the last position, Chris, in row number 19, the 13 of David Bennett.
And that is the field for tonight's race. A pace truck out there. Just going around. This is Chevy Silverado, man. And that threw me off. I wasn't expecting to see a pace truck out there tonight.
Well, I kind of like it, man. I mean, it's something new. Usually this is what we see on the dirt side, but it's cool to see that truck out there.
Pretty cool stuff. As the pace truck lights are off, these cars getting ready to go for the first time here from Texas. Truck pulls off, and the 88 of Jamie Walker getting ready for the first green flag drop of the night. The 88 starts, and he is gone. Gone goes the 88. Corey Sherman trying to hold on to that second spot by virtue of staying on that inside line. The 22 looking to go backwards a little bit early on this one, as here comes the 92 taking away third.
And Blake Decker wasting no time to get up there, but right now he's got to try to take on the number 3 of Corey Sherman, and that number 3 is Shermanator Machines Savage Edge Graphics. You can check them out on Facebook and get yourself some TNA Motorsports gear.
Travis McChesney and Hank Caston side by side. That is for 14th position. McChesney takes it away on the inside, and these guys going 2x2 for a while here already tonight.
Yeah, we already have a new race leader. Corey Sherman takes over the lead there from Jamie Walker. Jamie Walker, I'm not exactly sure what happened, Chris, as I was kind of watching through the rest of the field there, but Blake Decker also got around him. So right now, Jamie Walker sitting in third position, and he's got the 6 of Derek Paulson trying to knock on his back door there.
Derek Paulson taking a look on the inside of Jamie Walker. Walker starting to go backwards a little bit. The 88, I don't know if he has had a slip or what on the track, but the 88 going the wrong way on track. You see just in front of him, Derek Paulson in the 6. He just made the passes. We are under caution for the first time here tonight, and it may be Jacob Hoppy. Oh no, it is Fred Thompson. We're going to go back and take a peek, figure out what happened.
It looks like Hoppy was definitely involved, though.
We're watching the 46, Fred Thompson, driving a Dodge.
Demo dudes go everywhere.
Oh no, this definitely started up before him. You're right, Rick. Let's go back and take a peek at Hoppy. Let's see if I can find him. There he is. The U-Haul number 2. And they were actually, oh, the 86 gets into the backside.
Yeah.
Terry Foster, and then spins it around. He's able to save it. The 2 goes all the way around, but the front end damaged. And I believe I saw the hood pop up when we went back live there for just a second. So Hoppy is damaged. You're going to have to bring it down pit road. That number 2, oh, there it goes. The hood is up on the number 2 as he's driving around the track. Rick, let's say we go on over and check out what the race control has to say.
All right, I'm going to hand it out. All right, gentlemen, that one was between the 86 and the number 2 going into the corner. 86 gets into the rear of the 2, spinning him around. That's going to be on the 86 EOL first strike. God, I got this thing fucking... I got to be...
All right, so it's on the 2, or excuse me, it's on the 86. Terry Foster, first strike, going to get the EOL, goes to the end of the line, and that's not the start that Terry Foster was looking for here tonight, Rick.
No, definitely not. I mean, all that practice that he put in there, now he's got to deal with it. But hey, you know, it's a long race, Chris. We're only on lap 5 right now, 201, so plenty of time to get back up.
This is Stage Racing here tonight on the TRJKarting.com Blazing Pedals K&N Series. Stage number 1 will end at lap 51. That's noted up on the top left-hand side of your screen. And we have a race winner that, you know what? This guy, he's been on fire all season long. He has been captain consistent so far this year. Corey Sherman sitting on top. Blake Decker in second spot. Derek Paulson, Jamie Walker, and Brian Dees rounding out your top 5. Want to go ahead and thank everybody once again for coming on out to the Turn 3 Racing Network. We are very excited to be bringing you this last race before a little bit of a break here next Sunday night for Easter.
And like you said, that's going to be weird, Chris. I mean, I've already missed 2 races here. You know, I was off Sunday, we're at the hospital. Wednesday, I got home and we were just dead tired, and I ended up taking a nap, and it's throwing me all off, man. I actually had to look at my phone today to find out what day it was.
It's race day, brother.
It is it's definitely race day.
Every day is race day here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Make sure you check them out every single night, whether it's me and Rick, KR, Dave, Roger. We always got something going on right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you're stuck at home, you might as well throw on YouTube and check out some racing action right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network as the truck lights are off. Rick getting ready to go back under the green one more time.
It's going to be interesting, though, Chris, because you got Corey Sherman out there who's sitting in first, down on the inside, on his outside 92 with Blake Decker. Then you got Derek Paulson behind Sherman, and the 88 right there behind Blake Decker.
All these vehicles ready to roll, and they barely got themselves up to temperature in that first green flag run, Rick. Now it is time to try and get one long stretch of racing going on. We've got a couple of drivers that came down pit road, but so far, all drivers are on track. Terry Foster moved to the end of the field because he got into the 2. Pace truck drops down onto the apron, going down pit road. Corey Sherman has the call, getting ready to go back under the green flag, and he hits the loud pedal. We're back racing once again from Texas.
Look at that. The Shermanator wasted no time hitting that go button, Chris, because he just pulled right out in front and did whatever you wanted to do. And Blake Decker and Paulson were kind of like, hey, what the heck? Is the green flag this way?
Looking back from the rear of Corey Sherman's car, and you see Derek Paulson and Blake Decker battling it out for second spot. Blake Decker trying to find a way. Can't quite do it yet. Paulson is on fire right now. The rest of the field speeding around this big 1.5-mile track, Texas Motor Speedway.
I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody out there in YouTube land, Chris, that are hanging out with us. M&M Racing Late Night out there. He's been very active here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Of course, Skittles is out there. We know Mark, he's trying to figure out, he's trying to watch the competition right now. And I want to thank, Mark Arthur for what you said, buddy. It's good to be back, my friend. I missed you guys. 42 Racing, I believe that's Kyle Wellman. Of course, we got Tim Habiuk out there. 2/10 of a second, separate top 26. This is, it's good. And one thing I want to talk about, Chris, we mentioned that it was only, 97, I believe, during qualifying and practice. That track temperature up to 109 degrees right now.
Yeah, it creeped up, and it creeped up quick. No cloud coverage. You can see the sun beating off from this track. The rubber is starting to pile in already on that top groove on the backstretch, heading into the corner now. And man, Dalton Kilroe is starting to separate himself from Brad Collins. That's the white car that we're looking at from behind Dalton Kilroe.
Of course, Collins had a really good spot to start this race, Chris. So he's got a little bit of work to do just to get up to where he was. But I think we're going to see some good things out of that 22. It's good to see Jason Powell out there in the 18 sitting in 9th. And, of course, Ryan Walsh right there in the 68, rounding out that top 10 right now.
Terry Foster started this one at the tail end of the pack, and he is making his way back up. That practice he was doing, Rick, wasn't for nothing, and he has got himself back up into 33rd spot already after just about 3 green flag laps around this big track. Look out for Terry Foster. He's not done yet tonight.
It just shows the dedication that these guys have towards the league, Chris. They want to go out there. Now, we know that Terry Foster, you and I both keep in contact with him throughout the offseason, and he put a lot of practice in during that offseason. It's really showing off this season. Hasn't quite got to where he wants to be, so he went out there. He practiced a bunch of laps here at Texas, and it's definitely showing. He is definitely picking them off one by one, doing what he has to do. As we see him going around Casey Campbell right now, or trying to go around the 73 at Casey Campbell. We got a little blink there out of the 73. Oh, we're under caution.
Caution on track, and it's a big one. Oh boy, it's still going. Oh, Terry Foster wrapped up into this one as well. And he's got some serious damage on the 86 machine. A lot of cars torn up. Let's go back and take a peek. Not even sure where this one started, Rick, but we're gonna.
Started with Pedra in 78, Chris. Yep.
Oh, Pedra. Oh no. Oh, Kyle Wellman goes around. The 4 goes around. That's Hayden Wheeler, and they just keep stacking in. We're gonna go back and check it out from Pedra's point of view. The 78 car is what we're watching. He's following the 24. And Pedra just gets right into him and doesn't let off, and then all hell breaks loose here in Texas. Noah Van Hoot involved with that one as well. So that's a big one. We're going to take it on over to Race Control and see what they see about that whole situation.
All right, gentlemen, that one was between the 78 and the 24 going down into turns 1 and 2. Same as the last caution. 78 gets into the back of the 24. 78 will be receiving the UOL. That is the first strike. Got to have some patience out here, gentlemen. We got 200 laps.
And there you go. Pretty obvious, right? Pedra got into him.
He had a really good run going on there, Chris, but, kind of like what they said there in Race Control, with great speed comes, I don't remember what was said, but,
great responsibility. I don't think that's what they were saying, though.
No.
I think it was something more along the lines of, damn it, guys, so show a little patience out there on track.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if we heard Sam say it or not, but, 201 laps here tonight. Lots of time to get to where you need to go. And God bless Race Control. Mark Arthur and Sam Baumgarten, man, they have such a tough job, Chris, being up there. They got to review every single caution that comes out, try to look at it. Sometimes iRacing makes it quite easy, and then other times, the net code comes into play, but that was definitely not net code.
No, that was hard racing right there. That's hard nose racing. Adrian Pedra trying to get up towards the front. Unfortunately, got into one on the way. New race leader though, Rick. It's Derek Paulson. He's been leading for the last 4 laps, and we didn't mention that, but Corey Sherman up in second spot. Aaron Bockover has moved all the way up to third. So a great run out of the 44 machine. Blake Decker sitting in fourth. Dalton Kilroe up to fifth position. What happened to your pole sitter tonight? Well, he slipped back to 19th position in the 88 machine. Maybe conserving equipment here tonight, Rick, as we're under caution number 2 on the night. We're here on lap 15 from the great state of Texas, and it is all brought to you by TRJKarting.com. Make sure to check out TRJKarting.com, guys. Let them know that we sent you. Even if it's just for a t-shirt, my goodness. T-shirt quality is incredible, and from what Tim says, they're only getting better.
And that's one thing I love about Tim, dude. He will not put out just crap stuff. I mean, you know, the quality of the t-shirts, the quality of the sweatshirts, I mean, like you said, man, are amazing. Mine have been through the wash more than any piece of clothing that I own. And you can still, I mean, the screen printing and everything just looks beautiful on it, and I have no complaints. My racing shoes, my gloves, I love it all, man.
We got one in the infield care center. We're going to take care of that after we go back to the green flag. And we are getting set to do that because the pace car is on to the apron. We're getting back to the green flag. Derek Paulson has control of the field. He hits the loud pedal, Rick, and here we go again from Texas. Back under the green flag, and the car shuffling, trying to get nose to tail. And really, that's what you need to do right now, Rick. We've had a couple of bad cautions. Get nose to tail. Let's get some laps on these cars, and then you'll be able to figure out what you really have and go from there.
Well, that's what these guys got to try to do, Chris. There's so many people trying to make big moves out here early, and, you know, I know everybody wants to get them stage points, but we still got a ways to go.
Skittles, you're right. I do have to watch those movies still. I've just been, I don't know, really busy, but why don't we go ahead and take care of a little business. First of all, we're going to talk to Mr. Terry Foster in the 86 machine. Terry, just out of the infield care center. Are you okay?
Yeah, just a little upset with myself, that's all.
Well, buddy, I don't know what to say here. You started off and you brought out the first caution, and that was just a racing deal, you know.
Yeah, Hoppy he was running good, man. I just had a hell of a run on him in the corner, and I just touched him just a little bit, got him sideways, and caused that. But this last one, man, I was following the 45 through that hole, then all of a sudden here comes the 42 right in front of me, and there was nowhere for me to go.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, and you could see the damage on the car. Here in the broadcast, Terry, you saw that the wheels were off kilter and some other damage out there. I'm going to assume that you're going to have the crew fix it up, get yourself back out there and get some points.
Oh, yeah, my old Dominion Chief Tobacco crew, they were working hard on this thing for about 8 minutes, man, and I should be able to hit the track, and you know how them points go, boys.
Yes, sir. Terry, good luck to you the rest of the way, my friend.
Thanks, buddy. Talk to you guys later.
Terry Foster, driver of the 86, sitting in pit road right now. As we have a lead change, Corey Sherman goes back to the front. Rick, I don't know what to say here. I'm getting called out for it. I guess we're going to need to turn it up.
It's time. It seems like the guys settled down a little bit, so it might be a good time.
Well, let's do it. having a little fun turn 3 style here tonight, and we finally got to turn it up a little bit. Corey Sherman, your race leader. Jason Powell, Aaron Bach over your top 3. Dalton Kilroe sitting in 4th spot with Derek Paulson in 5th. Blake Decker sitting in his 92 just outside of the top 5, and he is on the back bumper of Derek Paulson. One car separates Blake Decker from the top 5, and he is going to try and find a way around. Going back just a little bit further, Ian Habiuk has made his way up to 10th position. The kid is getting it done here tonight.
Yeah, he didn't have quite the race that he wanted to the last couple of races, Chris, but he's really pouring it on here in Texas. Now, of course, we know that he went down on a trip and he had to race not in his normal equipment, so we'll give him that pass. But the last couple weeks, not really where Ian really wanted to be, but man, that 16 TRJkarting.com Toyota Camry looking pretty good out there so far tonight here at Texas. Now, Chris, do you know that Texas is one of my favorite tracks?
I did know that, actually.
You did? Yeah, we talked about this a couple times. Now, it's not because they have a giant screen TV that's named Big Hoss. Now, of course, if you've known me since I was a gamer, Big Hoss VT was one of my gamer tags for quite a while, especially when I was doing a lot of farming, but it's not because of that. It's not because it's a cool track and it's really fast and fun to race at. I mean, that does give it points, but it's really because Dale Jr. won his first NASCAR Winston Cup race here back in 2000.
And there you go. And also, here you go again, because here comes Jamie Walker. I don't know what the problem was early on in the run, but Jamie Walker starting to work his way back through the field, currently sitting in 11th spot behind teammate Ian Habiuk.
Man, that's got a good ring to it, don't it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Ooh, Ian kind of moves down on his teammate, not used to having one. Ian moves down just a little bit. Jamie pulls it to the left, and now they've got it figured out, running side by side out there on track. There goes Jamie Walker, getting in front of teammate Ian Habiuk.
Now, one interesting thing about Jamie Walker, Chris, we saw him. He was out there doing qualifying. Now, that's something that we normally don't see. Jamie Walker usually likes to start down back towards the back of the field, work his way up through. So that's why I'm not really too worried about it right now. I mean, right now, sitting in 9th position. He's definitely making his moves, but he's definitely saving the equipment. Now, we are on lap 30 of 201 now, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the first stage is coming out at lap 51.
It is lap 51, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's definitely making that time, wants to get those stage points, and I think he's doing a very good job with it right now.
Your race leader, Corey Sherman, and he has picked up a gap on Dalton Kilroe in position number 2. Rick, 1.3 seconds for the Shermanator.
Well, I'm gonna have to do something special for Corey if he wins this thing here tonight.
You're gonna buy a shirt, aren't you?
I'm gonna have to buy a shirt somehow, some way. I'm gonna figure it out.
Corey Sherman, your race leader. 1.2 now is the gap between first and second spot. Dalton Kilroe using that Turn 3 Racing Network engine to its fullest. And remember, before we went live here tonight, Dalton Kilroe was saying how good that engine was feeling.
Well, of course, we're just joking, Chris, because we didn't put no money into that engine, but we're not going to tell him that. It was one that we pulled out of the junkyard, and you guys are going to throw away at the shop, so I kind of sent it down to Florida. But it's been working pretty good.
I mean, we did put a coat of paint on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got to do that. We cleaned it. We used some degreaser. But, so I got to do something special for Dalton, too. I mean, I don't know what I can really do for Dalton other than getting his VR out to him tomorrow. I got to try to figure out a way to do that. I got to try to find a box. If I can't find one, I'm just going to buy one.
I know where there's some oversized boxes. Just saying. Really big boxes.
Yeah, see, I don't need one that. It's got to fit. It's got to fit the Rift box and the touch box. And I was thinking, well, maybe I'll just send the Rift in the box. So, I mean, that's the most thing. And I was going to put the touch controllers and the extra sensor just in the box. And I'm like, no, I got the boxes. Let's send it right.
Big news here, Rick. Race leader Corey Sherman peels it off. He's coming down pit road for a green flag stop. Lap number 34 of 201. We're about a little better than halfway through this first stage run, and Corey Sherman coming down. We're going to see if it's fuel only this time through. And that does give the race lead over to the 41. He had it for a lap, and he's deciding to come on down pit road himself. Oh, goes sideways. Dalton Killer locks him up and goes around on pit road. This is going to cost him a huge amount of time.
Just a bad time for Dalton Kilroy to have that happen to him, Chris. There's a bunch of other cars come down pit road for their service. Also, he had to wait there for quite a bit. That is unfortunate. Right now, Dalton Kilroy being scored in 19th position.
Huge loss of time being the wrong way on pit road. Dead stop. Rick, that has got to be a sinking feeling for Dalton. He's going to have to come back hard from this one because, man, how do you recover from that?
Well, if anybody can do it, Chris, it's going to be that number 41. It looks like he just got a splash of fuel there to go, which I kind of understand, and that was a smart move there. Get back out there. He knows that he lost a lot of time right now, being scored in 26th position and still bouncing around a little bit. I ain't too worried about it. We still got a lot of racing left to go. 166 laps, if my math is correct right now.
Top 15 drivers yet to come down pit road, and the race leader, Jamie Walker, once again, your pole sitter for tonight. He dropped down the field like a rock, but started his way back up here towards the middle of this run, Rick, and now back up towards the front. Now, he has not come down pit road yet, and we know these guys aren't going to have enough fuel to make it. So now it's just a matter of when is Jamie Walker going to come down?
You know, if there's anybody out there, Chris, who I would love to watch and pick his brain, it would be the number 88 of Jamie Walker, because you know that he knows what he's doing. I mean, there's no question about that whatsoever. So he might be trying to stretch it out just a little bit longer.
On board with the 88 now as he's going around the track one more time on the backstretch, and he's looking at turn number 3. Jamie's not in any type of fuel conservation mode, so he is going to have to come down pit road. It's just a matter of when. And unfortunately tonight his comms are down, not going to be able to talk to him at any point here in the night. Very smooth on that throttle and off that throttle, Rick, and that's exactly what it takes here at Texas. You got to pretend like there's an egg underneath that gas pedal and be very careful not to mash it.
You know, that's one thing about Texas, Chris. I mean, a lot of guys come out, especially the guys that are new to the service. I mean, you know, this quarantine thing, while it is terrible, it has been great for iRacing. A lot of new members joining the service, and that's great to see. I've been, you know, I follow quite a few pages about iRacing, and a lot of guys are finally getting up into the point where they can, you know, start racing Texas, and they're checking it out, and they're asking questions like, why can't I just go full bore? Well, you know, this track is kind of deceiving. It looks like you can go full throttle, but you have to be very, very careful with your gas and brake inputs. And you're right. I mean, that is something that I've been taught, is you got to remember that you got to think and pretend that there is an egg underneath your pedals, and that you want to use your pedals, but not to the point where you're going to crack that egg. You got to pretend that it's your last egg that you have, that you'll ever have, and you got to protect it. And it really does help.
I'm not protecting any egg. I'm eating it. Just saying. I don't care how it's made.
Well, you know what? If you pickle it, you know I'll eat it.
Heck yeah. TRJKarting.com bringing you all the action here from tonight. TRJKarting.com is your #1 online source for karting components, engines, and safety gear. They have a huge selection from the novice to the professional, and a dedicated section for sim racers. No matter how you do it, your desire and passion to go fast fuels them. Their focus is to put their customers into victory lane. Make sure to check them out at TRJKarting.com and give them a like on Facebook. Make sure you let Tim know that Chris and Rick sent you, and you know, we'll get a slap, a high five, or a virtual high five or something like that, and that's about it. But Tim, a great guy, love to support him and all the things he does over there at TRJKarting.com. Love to see the pictures, and it's a real shame that race season is being cut down this year, because I'm kind of missing seeing those pictures, Rick.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's one thing I love about TRJ Karting, Chris. I mean, obviously, like you said, follow him on Facebook, and I'll post that link here momentarily. But, you know, that's what I love about it. I mean, Tim's not just out there running his business and doing it all for himself. I mean, that's the furthest thing away from Tim as Jamie Walker comes down pit road, Chris. But he supports a lot of younger racers out there. That's what's amazing, seeing these young kids doing what they love, all because of one guy in North Carolina who came down here. I mean, he is a Canadian. Don't hold that against him, folks. I mean, he did give me a U-line box cutter for free. I offered to send it back. He laughed at me and told me I was a dumbass. And he said, just keep it, man. And I do. I have it right here on my desk. And that's my prized possession from drjkarting.com, man. I mean, I got everything from a poster, the racing shoes, gloves. I have shirts, hats, sweatshirts. And I think I have a couple of stickers. Actually, I know I have a couple of stickers. And everything's been amazing there. Tim's been amazing, man. And what he does for all these young racers out there, letting them rent tires, helping them out any way that he possibly can to let their dreams come true. That's what Tim Habiak's all about, and all the Habiaks. They're just fabulous people. And he even posted a thing today with his son Ethan out there waving the flag, getting ready. The poor kid missed his racing season. Can't wait to get back out there to start waving those flags around.
The 35, Brian McRae led a lap coming down pit road after his teammate Taylor the Butcher Benjamin led a lap. So those two being scored with having led a lap. Hayden Wheeler coming down pit road. Fred Thompson is going to cycle through as the potential race leader. Fred Thompson has not come down pit road yet. So, actually he did, Rick. He came down a long time ago, 32 laps ago, in fact. Fred Thompson may have enough to make it all the way. If Fred Thompson took gas when he came down pit road, it's lights out. Derek Poulsen in second spot, over 5 seconds away from him. Fred Thompson may have this stage in. Oh, he's pulling off, coming down pit road. And that will give the lead back over to the 6 of Derek Poulsen. Poulsen has led 9 laps so far and now is going to be your race leader once again.
We learned a little bit about Fred Thompson there from Terry Foster's grid walk, Chris, a couple of weeks ago. And what an amazing story that gentleman has, man. Obviously, the dad of Rick Thompson out there wanted to enjoy some time with his son. So he says, hey, why don't you set me up with some of this iRacing stuff? And these guys have been going at it ever since. And it's just amazing to see out there.
Yeah, Rick Thompson right now being scored in the 3rd spot. Not too far away from the 22 of Brad Collins. But Derek Poulsen right now, your race leader, and it's about a second after everything filters out. Derek Poulsen holds on to the lead, and he doesn't have that much longer to go before we fall under caution for the end of stage number 1. Let's bring up how the race is going to be broken down tonight. Stage 1 does end on lap 51. Stage 2 ends on lap 102, and then it's a 99 lap shootout all the way to the end, lap 201 here from Texas. Derek Poulsen in the 6 car, looking very strong as he crosses the start-finish line in just a moment to finish lap number 50. Here comes lap 50, the beginning of, as Derek Poulsen goes into turns 1 and 2 now. Remember, we don't go to the caution until the end of lap number 51. But Derek Poulsen is still the race leader. He is actually stretching the lead out just a little bit, Rick. 1.1 seconds now over the 22 of Brad Collins.
I mean, this is going to be interesting. What a good first stage we've had here, Chris. It started out a little bit rocky, but these guys got it figured out now, I think.
We saw the problem that Don Kilroe had coming onto pit road. What does that mean as far as scoring? Well,
I'm going to be messed up.
He went from first spot all the way down to 15th position. Derek Poulsen rounding the corner for the last time of stage number 1 into the tri-oval and back across the start-finish line. Caution should be coming out now for the stage 1 winner. It is Derek Poulsen in the 6 car.
And that new paint scheme there at Paulson, man, I love it. TopFlightPC.com, folks. Chris Touchberry doing awesome things over there at Top Flight Computers. Let me get that wing going too. You know me, I'm a link man.
Absolutely. As the field starts trying to catch the pace truck here tonight, the Chevy Silverado, blowing everybody's doors off still because Derek hasn't caught him yet. There we go. Now we've caught the back end of the pace truck. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away for just a couple of minutes. When we come back, we're going to try and get a word in with your stage 1 winner, Derek Paulson, right after these messages. Back live now from Texas as we get ready to speak to our stage 1 winner, Derek Paulson. Derek, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. You got a copy?
No, I gotcha.
Well, bud, stage 1 in the books, and you're the man so far. How's that car feeling?
Feels pretty good. Mark gave us a pretty good setup tonight. She's feeling pretty good.
Feeling pretty good, and obviously very racy here tonight. You led a couple of different times so far for 17 laps. Any plans on getting yourself right back up to the front now that you came out in third?
Yeah, you know, see how, you know, I got to keep race pace. That's why I wanted to lead a couple laps and then let those guys by. And I was actually kind of surprised I ended up winning the stage because, you know, I was just running my race and apparently it panned out for me the first stage.
Yeah, it sure did, Derek. And who do you got on the 6 tonight that you need to thank, bud?
Yeah, I got to thank Top Flight Computers team, and I got to thank you guys up in the booth and the guys who put on the league.
All right, Derek. Well, good luck the rest of the way. We'll put you back down in team communications as you get ready to go back to the green flag. Congratulations once again on winning stage number 1.
Thank you.
That's Derek Paulson, driver of the number 6, who won stage 1 here tonight. And now, Rick, we got to set them all up again because we've got Jamie Walker up front being followed by Brian Dees, Derek Paulson, Brad Collins, and Jason Powell. Going to be your top 5. You got some drivers that are just ahead of them. They're going to pull around the pace truck and rejoin the tail end of the field. There they go right now. And that's going to let Jamie Walker pull up to the back bumper of that Chevy Silverado as we get ready to go back under the green just about 3/4 of a lap from now.
And man, you know, M&M Racing Late Night said it earlier, Chris. These freaking paint schemes on these cars are beautiful.
Yeah, they're doing a hell of a job out there and taking advantage of everything that iRacing is putting out there as far as letting you paint, and man, they do look good.
I will say, as a painter, okay, I mean, you know me. One thing that I'm kind of happy about, and a lot of people are going to think me strange for saying this, but I don't see a lot of the spec map, chrome stuff. A lot of cars, I mean, when it came out, it's new. I get it. I played with it around a little bit, but I just can't bring myself to use that stuff. There's not a lot of that spec map stuff out there. There is some with the dull paint and whatnot, but nothing like too crazy with chrome. Man, these guys do a fabulous job with their paint schemes. They really bring out their sponsors, and I love it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Got to give a little love to those sponsors as the Pace truck is leading its way around through turns 3 and 4. Going to drop down onto the apron and get these guys going under the green one more time tonight from Texas. Jamie Walker leading the way, and he hits the loud pedal. He's gone. Jamie Walker again, Mr. Restart, not wasting any time here tonight. Derek Paulson, who was to the inside, sitting in third, takes advantage of that spot, Rick, and he moves himself up into second spot. Here comes Brad Collins on the inside. Brian D's getting shuffled back a little bit. Rick Thompson trying to put the pressure on the inside. That 76 machine doing its job. And here comes the 92 now. Blake Decker. Brian D is going the wrong way.
Yeah, that brutal business number 17 really has not where he wants to be right now on this track. Now, of course, you can race pretty good on the high line, but with such a big gaggle of cars, just kind of going back there as we see the 85, and it looks like, I think that was the, no, it was, I can't even read that number. Ooh, Rick Thompson in the wall a little bit there.
Yeah, Travis McChesney in the 85
car.
and the 5 of Hank Casson were the ones able to get around.
Yeah, I wanted to say 5 for Hank Caston, but I'm so used to him in a different paint scheme. These guys switching things up without letting us know.
He's just looking for somebody to teach him to drive faster. That's what it says there. I like it. Jamie Walker doing what he did the first time through, Rick. He is working his way backwards. Walker is now sitting in 11th spot after retaking this one and still falling now back to 12th. Make it 13th as his teammate Ian Habiak goes on by, as does Adrian Pedra. Walker now sitting in 14th position. Josh Kane right behind him in that number 67.
The Purple Monster. Good to see Josh Kane back out there. Him and I, we talked quite a bit there on Discord, Chris. What a great fella. You know, he's taking this quarantine thing a little bit too hard, so it's good to see that he's taking some time out here on Sunday night to grace us with his presence. Not in chat this time. Now, we do love it when he's in chat, but it's good to see Josh Kane out there. And that's actually the one car that I think is using, a lot of the spec map, and it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, him and possibly Adrian Pedra and Marquis Smith when he's out there, but unfortunately not out there right now.
Oh, we're under caution. It's the 44 Aaron Backover.
Oh, no! Josh Kane right in. Oh, boy.
Ouch.
We're going back. Not sure exactly what happened to Backover, but I want to watch this hit again because it was brutal. And you see, he was on the brakes for a long time, just could not get loaded up. Now let's go back and take a peek. See what happened to Aaron Backover, as Backover was behind Blake Decker in the 92. It was a battle for third spot here, Rick. And actually, Backover took position. Oh, the 92 comes into him. Oh, no.
Just a little bit, too.
And Backover was sitting there fine. And then, oh man, tough night for TNA Motorsports. We're going to go over and listen in to Race Control.
Model breaking it and stuff.
I need to catch up, guys.
Yeah, why would...
Let's see what happened with Kane. Oh my God, he's way back from that.
Mm-hmm. Way back, man.
And the wreck happened, and he's past the start-finish line.
And And like I said, if you saw that incident between him and the 10 and the 18, yeah. But I'm gonna. Let me hand this out real quick.
I'm looking at him, and he did. Yeah. As soon as he saw it, he did get out of it and tried to turn left, and just went straight on him.
He's got another pedal.
Aaron, I'm sorry about that, man. I had nowhere to go by the time somebody called back.
All right, guys, that one was between the 92 and the 44 in the corner. 92 gets into the right rear of the 44, sending him around. It's going to be on the 92. Y'all have first strike. Also want to make a point that that is the third caution of the same scenario. So please, let's not get into the back of each other like that, guys. Everybody has different lifting points. Everybody's on different sets of tires. Patience.
And patience being called for by Race Control. And unfortunately, yeah, I'm going to chime in here and say it just like Sam. This is the third incident, identical looking on the track, Rick. Just a little impatience getting into a corner, getting into the back bumper of somebody and turning them. Right now, Derek Paulson in the 6 car, your race leader. Brad Collins, Travis McChesney, your top 3. Hank Caston, Rick Thompson rounding out the top 5. Corey Shermanator Sherman sitting in 6th spot. Nick Okie in 7th. John Perkins 8th, and Ian Habiak and Adrian Pedra rounding out that top 10. So a good run coming out of Ian Habiak right now, sitting in 9th position.
You know, that's just tough. That hurts.
It does. And we got Josh Kane sitting in the infield care center. Let's go ahead and bring him on up. Josh, this is not the way we want to talk to you on a Sunday night, brother.
Yeah, it's not exactly the way I want to talk to you guys either, too.
Yeah, man. That was tough because you had a lot of daylight between you and Backover, and you got on the brakes. We saw the smoke coming out of the tires, and that baby just went straight on you.
Yeah, by the time somebody actually said there was a wreck, I was in the middle of passing Walker on the outside, and there was just nothing I could have done, and I T-boned him. I feel so bad. I wish there was more I could have done, but it was just, by the time somebody actually called out wreck, it was too late.
How much damage do you have on that vehicle?
I got about 6 or 7 minutes left.
Okay, so you're going to get back out there and get some points?
We're going to do the best we can, but I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody over at MT2. Give a shout out to Mahone Design, Not Famous Racer, On the Road Podcast. I mean, they did a great job trying to put this car together, and just thinks that it couldn't end up the way that we were going to. I had a really fast car tonight, and we were slowly making some moves up there, but we'll have to get them next time.
All right.
Now, what I'm kind of wondering, though, real quick there, bud, are you kind of, I know you guys are missing Marquis Smith out there. Are you trying to make up for him not being here? Or?
I don't think we're trying to make up for him. I mean, Marquis is a tremendous talent, like everybody knows, but it's just, no, it was just, we had a really fast car, and I wasn't going to just sit around and be, kind of like pushed around, I guess, because that's what I'm known for, just being a pushover. And so I was going to start to really fight. So, I mean, it happens.
It does, man. Hey, listen, I'm glad to see you back out on track. I hope you get back out there again tonight, man. I'm sorry that happened to you. And, of course, I had to rub Marquise a little bit because we were talking there in Discord there earlier this week, and he's like, I'm taking some time off. I'm like, dude, you just got to get back out there and just do your thing. And he decided to take a couple weeks off, which I get it, but we miss him out there, but we missed you, man. It's good to see you out there. Of course, you're always checking in here on Turn 3 Racing Network on the chat, so we appreciate it, man, but it's good to have you back out.
All right, it was good to talk to you guys, too. Like I said, wish it was better, circumstances, but you guys have a good rest of the race up there, and hopefully somebody from MT2 can make a nice little comeback.
All right, buddy.
Josh Kane, driver of the number 67, fresh out of the infield care center, unfortunately for him, but his race will continue on after making some repairs, getting ready to go back to the green flag. Derek Paulson, your race leader, and he hits the loud pedal early on. The 22 of Brad Collins trying to hold on, but Travis McChesney looking on that inside, trying to hold steady, and he cannot do it. Brad Collins shuts the door.
Now, Collins has been doing a good job here tonight, Chris. I mean, week after week, he's doing what he possibly can in that 22 machine, but right now looking very good out there. McChesney right there behind him. We'll see if he's going to try to peek and make a look. But right now, the 22 really starting to come up on the back door there of the 6 of Derek Paulson. These guys are cruising.
And the Shermanator getting around Rick Thompson. So Corey Sherman up the 4th spot, pushes Thompson back to 5th. Nick Okie sitting in 6th position. Here comes Ian Habiak. Habiak making waves right now. Restarted in 9th spot, up to 7th spot already. The TRJKarting.com Toyota Camry is in a battle.
Wide.
And we're going 3 wide into the corner. Hank Caston stuck to the outside. He backs it down just a little bit. Ian Habiak hits the go pedal, and he makes that pass happen as he is now catching up to, and passing the 85 McChesney off pace. These guys are stacked up, Rick.
Backed up, Big Daddy McCrae. He's out there trying to make a run there on the 5 of Hank Caston. Now, Chris, we talked about his paint scheme a little bit. It took me a little while, and you're right. It says, teach me to drive faster. I like that. But on the hood and on the rear, it says, Jamie Walker, will you be my teammate? And Hank Caston's down there on his knees praying.
Oh, that's great stuff.
I love it. I love it.
I haven't talked about it much, but Ty Morosco into the top 10 now, sitting 10th spot. He's got Hoopy on, or excuse me, Hoopy. Jacob's sitting there in 11th, and he's battling it out, an MT2 driver. But looks like the one of Ty Morosco may have the edge here as they head into the corner. Speaking of having the edge, Big Daddy Brian McCrae picks off another one as he puts Brad Collins down 1 spot. The 35 machine making some waves out there tonight. You're having a fantastic race, actually, for Brian. He's doing a great job in the top 10 solidly. Rick sitting 7th spot.
Yeah, and speaking of the top 10, Chris, that's the one of Ty Morosco and his DQ machine. He hasn't been disqualified yet here tonight. Doing a good job getting that Chevy Impala SS up to where he needs to be inside the top 10. That one's got a gaggle of cars there in front of him, and one going trying to look on the outside there, and that's the number 2. That's the Moving Help U-Haul machine of Hoopy, Mr. Hoopster.
Hoppy.
We know his name. We just get excited when we're calling these things.
Adrian Pedro sitting in 12th position outside of the top 10, and behind him, it's a gaggle of cars. The 33 of John Perkins to his outside, it's Noah Van Hoot. On the inside, Taylor the Butcher, Benjamin right there in the 10 car. The Butcher, oh no, the one of Ty Morosco. What's going on there?
I think he's breaking off. I'm going to be watching him.
Oh no, into the inside wall on pit road. Ty Morosco with a miscue. Gotta get me a drink of water, Rick. Derek Polson, your race leader. Corey, the Shermanator Sherman, sitting in 2nd spot and starting to close in the gap. Nick Okie in 3rd spot. Behind him, Ian Habiak having a fantastic run in this 2nd stage. Lap number 73. Remember, we do end this stage after lap 102 ends. And right now, Ian Habiak strong in the top 5.
Now, this is the kind of race that Ian Habiak has been looking for, Chris. He's getting his feet back underneath him. He's back home on his own equipment, doing what he has to do. And doing a fabulous job right now. Big Daddy McCrae right behind him in 5th position, trying to peak a little bit. But right now, Ian Habiak doing a fabulous job in that TRJ Karting Camry. I haven't talked much about that 9 car, Chris. That's Nick Okie. He's doing an outstanding job out there tonight, having a good run for himself, too.
And another good-looking car out there. They're all good-looking cars out there, Rick, at this point. But Nick out there, beautiful, beautiful number 9. And good job out of him tonight, too. Running in the top 3. We're under caution, though. And it is the 42, Kyle Wellman. Let's go back and take a peek. So Wellman in the 42, running back in the field just a little ways. And he already had some damage to the front end of that car, Rick. So let's take a peek and see what happened here. Looks like, oh, he may have gotten tapped from the 10. And around he went. Do we have 2 different 10s out there tonight?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Well, let's kick it on over to race control and see what they got to say.
The 42 check up, 10 runs into the back of them, come on off of 4. I think it's 4.
13 and 42 check up, 36 runs into the back of them, causing the caution.
Yeah, out of 4. Oh, 42 clips Saber a little bit, but it's irrelevant. They're all checking up right there.
All
I think
right,
it was
gentlemen,
Fred Thompson.
that was the 13, the 42, and the 36. The 13 and the 42 check up, 36 gets into the back of them, bringing out the caution. That's going to be on 36 EOL, first strike. Yeah, dude, I don't know what's going on.
All right, so first of all, yes, we do have 2 number 10s out there. Christopher Tate has a 10 on the car, but he is 36 in the scoring. He is the one responsible for that one, getting the EOL and going to the end of the lead line. And that is going to bring a whole bunch of cars down pit road, Rick. Corey Sherman going to win the battle off from pit road, going to be your race leader. Derek Polson and Brian McCrae coming out top 3. Ian Habiuk in 4th. Nick Okie back to 5th. Brad Collins, Hank Caston, Travis McChesney, Jacob Hoppy, Dalton Kilroe to round out the top 10. Dalton Kilroe is taking him a long time, but finally back into the top 10 for the 41 machine. I want to go ahead and thank everybody once again for coming on out to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Guys, we couldn't do this without you. And we do appreciate you coming on in on a Sunday night. And let's face it, where else are you going to go? Unless you're one of those essential employees. And if you are, take care of yourselves. Make sure to follow the social distancing rules. And use a lot of hand sanitizer. A lot. I can't believe it, Rick, but in the last 2 weeks, my hands have had more alcohol on them than my mouth.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that, but one thing that I'm kind of happy about is that I have a cool friend who made some soap, and we've all been using it very diligently, and it's holding up well.
Yeah, it has been holding up pretty well, and batch number 2 is about 2 weeks away from being ready to roll. It doesn't look good, but it should work fine.
Does it clean good? That's all that matters.
I don't know yet. It should.
We'll find out, won't we?
Lemon Lip Soap Company.
That's right. Family owned and operated.
Now Terry Foster is back out on track, and he is just behind the pace truck. Right now, Terry Foster being scored 17 laps down. But it looks like all the damage has been fixed, so the Cheap Tobacco crew did a good job getting that thing back up and running. Now he's just got to figure out if he can get any of those laps back, Rick. And he does have the ability to make up a little bit on the field if things stay the way they are right now.
You know, the cool thing about that car, Chris, and you know, it's hard because I know Corey Sherman made all this stuff. Now, if you folks need graphics and any kind of custom made shirts and stuff like that, definitely check out Savage Edge Graphics on Facebook. I have the link. It was posted up there just a little further, and I'm sure Corey can definitely make something for you. But you know, I had a part in painting that car for Terry Foster, and one cool thing, Chris, it's actually on a t-shirt. So as much as I'd want to buy a Corey Sherman, I mean, eventually I got to get all 3 because I got to have an Aaron Backover shirt too, of course. But man, having something that you actually made on a shirt is pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. You're absolutely right. As some of those lap down cars start heading off around the pace truck, going to catch the back end of the field as we get ready to go back into the green. Here we are in the middle of stage number 2, Rick, and just had our first caution after a pretty good green flag run. But what that's going to do is going to let everybody run this one out. They're going to have fuel ready and willing and able to go for the rest of the way here in stage number 2. Your pole sitter tonight, Jamie Walker, sitting back in 20th position as he's just conserving his car tonight.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think that he's doing, Chris, because, I mean, when he's out there in that nice clean air, I mean, even when he's not, he's running very fast. And I think this is just a Jamie Walker little mind games that he's playing on the rest of the field. Like, hey, guys, I know I won the last couple weeks, but, let's just stay in my track. But I have a feeling that 88 machine, he's going to be up towards the front here soon.
Yeah, pace truck pulls off onto pit road as these cars start going under the green flag. The 3, Corey Sherman takes off. Derek Polson trying to hold on a second. He does. And third place belongs to Nick Okie. Hank Caston in fourth. Brad Collins fifth. Jacob Hoppy takes over fifth spot now from Collins. Collins back to sixth spot. The battle is for the lead right now as the 6 trying to catch up to the 3 of Corey Sherman. Derek Polson sitting in second spot.
Yeah, Collins got stuck there on the outside, Chris. Right now sitting in 9th position. Here comes the 41 of Dalton Kilrow, who's sitting inside the top 10 right now. Putting a little pressure on the inside there of the 22. Right now they're door to door.
Dalton Kilrow to the inside as these guys are looking to possibly go 3 wide here again. Adrian Pedra in the mix. Pedra sitting in 7th spot. They settle it and only go to the 2 wide. Travis McChesney stuck to the outside. Pedra to the inside. The 41 taking a peek, trying to figure out which lane he wants to go. The 41 right now very, very fast, Rick, and maybe being held up a little bit by these 2 drivers ahead of him.
I think that's exactly what's happening here, Chris.
41 dives down in the corner. Travis McChesney stuck up about a lane and now slams the door. The 41, no place to go, has to fall back in line. Meanwhile, just ahead of them, it is Hoppy sitting in 3rd spot. Jacob Hoppy in the 2 car sitting in 3rd spot. Nick Okie in 2nd. Out the back of Hoppy's car, it's Jeff Price in the 14 getting a run and using this big track, getting a bunch of steam heading into the corner. Who the 14 gets very loose, has to try and hold on to it. He does, but the 14 of Jeff Price almost let it go.
He did a good job there collecting himself, Chris. Now there's a couple drivers that were doing a really good job in running up towards the front there. And of course, that's the 16 of Ian Habiuk and the 35, Brian McRae. They both received speeding penalties. So they fell back a little bit. Right now, Ian Habiuk showing in 25th position. Big Daddy McRae, he's in 21st.
Right now, the battle for 2nd spot, a 3-car battle between Nick Okie in the 9 car, the 2 of Jacob Hoppy, and the 14 of Jeff Price. Price trying to put the pressure on the 2 right now and just can't seem to get there. The 14 car looking strong here in the later section of stage number 2. Adrian Pedra sitting in the 5th position, a top 3 finish for him last week, and he seems to have gotten the blinking cured, Rick, and that's making all the difference for the 78 machine.
Yeah, now we found out a couple weeks ago, Chris, the CPU was not able to keep up with iRacing, but I'm not sure if the updates or if he finally upgraded like he was talking or what. But man, the 78 looking really good out there tonight.
Hank Caston in the 5 on the top side. The 41 going underneath. That's Dalton Kilrow. Kilrow to the inside, and Caston loses a position. Kilrow up to 7th. Caston falls down 1, now goes back down to the inside. Can't quite get there. Hank Caston sitting in 8th spot. Dalton Kilrow on the move. Lap 87 of 102 for this stage. So still a lot of time to go here in this stage, Rick. And I don't know. I'm looking at a bunch of drivers right now. Ryan Walsh, we haven't really called his number all that much here tonight. He's sitting just outside of the top 10, sitting in 11th spot in that number 68. And just hasn't had a lot of momentum here tonight. But right now, sitting in 11th position, not too far out of the top 10.
No, Wash has been digging all race long, Chris. I mean, doing what he has to do. But you're right. I mean, but the thing about Ryan Wash, Chris, is, we've seen it the last few weeks, especially the beginning of the season. He kind of hangs out there towards the middle, does what he has to do, and then he starts really pouring it on towards the end of the race. And one thing I'm noticing, a little bit of cloud cover coming over the track right now. That track temperature is still pretty hot at 109, but I think Ryan Wash is going to start making some moves right now. He's looking on the outside there of the Butcher. Not able to really do much there, but he's starting to pick his way up through.
Yeah, right behind him, Blake Decker. Decker was involved in an incident early on, and he is recovering nicely from being sent back in the field. And you're right, Rick, cloud covers are coming in. You can see that track getting very dark out there, and that should help with the temperatures here, maybe in a couple of laps. But right now, the 92, Blake Decker sitting in 12th position. Jason Powell in the 18, right behind him, running in 13th spot. Behind him, Aaron Bockover, who's recovered from that little T-bone incident that he got there. But Bockover running in the top 15, a good solid run out of the 44 machine. Behind him, John Perkins in the 33, and Noah Van Hu in the 01 in 16th spot.
And of course, Derek Paulson in that 6th, Chris, right now sitting in 17th position as his teammate Brian McRae looking on the inside, making that pass there, taking that over. So Brian McRae takes over 17th. Derek Paulson fell down to 18th right now. So, we've seen him. He's actually led, 33 laps here tonight. So working his way back up through the field. Right behind him, the 76, Rick Thompson, doing everything he can here tonight. Try to get his way up through there in the top 20 right now. Ian Habiuk's right there. He's got Ty Morosco in the 1, sitting in 21st position, trying to work his way back up through. Now, we saw him have an issue getting on pit road there. Chris lost some time, but back out there doing what he has to do. Right behind Morosco, the 97, Jeff Harline. Back just a little ways there in 22nd.
And it's Corey Rutherford in the 55. And he's got that Tiger. Tony the Tiger. There we go. Took me a second. Tony the Tiger sitting on the hood of that number 55 of Corey Rutherford. Casey Campbell in the 73, sitting in 24th position. 25th belongs to Ian Habiuk's new teammate, Jamie Walker. And you got to believe, Rick, that right now Walker is probably on the original set of tires. I bet you that's exactly what he's doing. Walker's so crafty. He's probably out there on those really old tires, just getting around the track as best as he can. Knows he's got a couple of sets in the pocket for the last stint of the race, and that might set up really good here for the 88 machine. Hayden Wheeler in the 4. He's running in 26th position. Brian D is running in 27th, and his number 17, James Hatcher, in the 45 machine, running in 28th position. Patrick Abrahamson is running in 29th. Corey Blevins running in 30th spot in his number 24. And all of those cars, Rick, on the lead lap. Fred Thompson in the 46, your first car, 1 lap down, running in 31st spot. Kyle Wellman, Chris Tate, Terry Foster, and David Bennett rounding out the field. Back up front, it is Nick Okie leading the way. Corey Sherman trying to catch him back up.
And it looks like 2 drivers here, 37 that started here tonight, Chris, are out of the race. Josh Kane in the 67 decided to call it quits, and so did Deshaun Gorham in his number 40.
Now, unfortunate for both of those drivers, not able to finish it out here tonight. And here we are working on lap number 96 of 201. Of course, stage is going to end at the end of lap 102. Nick Okie, your race leader. Corey Sherman trying to figure out a way around him. And man, the back end of that car is starting to get a little greasy. Those tires are going away on both of those cars.
Yeah, I think a lot of drivers, Chris, are waiting for that lap 105 to come out. We see one peeling off down pit road now, but they want to get some Dr. Feelgoods, get that Sunoco Racing fuel in the tank. But these guys are doing a good job. Nice long green flag stint here, Chris.
There's been 3 kind of questionable cautions here tonight, Rick, but the green flag runs that they've had have been absolutely fantastic. And look at this. Dalton Kilroe has moved himself up into 3rd spot. So at one point, Kilroe was back in 15th spot after a huge miscue on pit road. Now has worked his way back into 3rd spot. And I guess that old engine we found in the back corner is probably okay, as it is definitely turning that 41 around this big 1.5 mile track.
Well, you know, we don't want to tell him that we found it in the back corner of the junk pile at the shop, but it's been doing pretty good for him this season.
Well, we just put some extra heavyweight oil in there to make sure that the rings didn't come off the pistons. Should be fine. Never mind that knocking noise.
You know, we love that knocking noise just so he has something to listen to while he's racing around these tracks.
Adrian Pedra sitting in 4th position in his 78. Another great run out of that 78 machine. You know, since he's figured out the blinking concern, it's like a whole new driver out there. Adrian Pedra in the 78 getting it done. Hank Caston having a great night tonight, sitting at 5th spot in his number 40, in his number 5. I don't know where the 40 came from, Rick. We'll talk about that one after the race, but the 5 car doing a great job here tonight, sitting 5th spot, and Hank Caston gotta be happy with that run. Just a couple more laps for Nick Okie. Can he hold on to it to win stage number 2? That's going to be the question. And Nick is definitely hammering down on this track. This 1.5 mile Texas Motor Speedway, not giving an issue to Nick Okie at this point. He's having a good old time out there. One more lap before the caution falls. Nick Okie looking to try and win stage number 2.
And that's good, Chris. I mean, this is exactly what Nick needed to really pull that momentum up through. He's having an outstanding race here. Of course, he started 22nd here tonight, currently sitting in the number 1 position, and very happy.
And that should do it right there as he crosses the start-finish line. Caution flag should fly. Oh, no, I'm sorry. At the end of this lap. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the Shermanator goes sideways. Oh, Corey Sherman having issues.
Oh, no.
Able to hold on to it, but the 41 of Dalton Kilroe gets around. And that means Nick Okie really has no competition to the start checkered flag or the start finish line. Holy cow. Nick Okie wins stage number 2. Just in time, Rick, because I think it's time for a commercial break. I need to get some water.
I agree. I need to go upstairs and get a drink, my friend.
Guys, we're going to go side by side for a commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk to stage 2 winner Nick Okie right after this. And we are back live here after stage-ending victory of Nick Okie, winning stage number 2. As we get ready to talk to Nick, let's get him on up here. Nick Okie, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Well, bud, it's been a great night here for you, and it has proved out. Stage 2 victor.
Yeah, man, it's great. It's my first one. It's like to get this Karting car up to the front here and keep it moving. Work my way back up there and get some more stage or get a victory.
Well, usually when somebody goes up to the front like you did, the car is feeling fine, but let's hear it right out of your mouth. How is that setup feeling for you?
Oh, Mark did a great job. This chassis we got out here is working phenomenal. It grips and rips. Get it done.
That's awesome, bud. Anybody on the 9 car tonight that you need to thank?
Give a shout out there to the Karting company for being my sponsor and Michael Falk for the design I run.
That's awesome, bud. Congratulations once again for winning stage number 2. And please remind me, where were you in chat? Because
I got him.
Okay, good. Now Rick's got it. Yeah. Good luck the rest of the way, Nick.
Thanks, appreciate it, guys. Good job up there.
Thank you, brother.
That's good.
Driver of the number 9, Nick Okie, coming in first spot after the end of stage number 2. But now, Rick, we reset the whole field and we get ready to bring this one to the finish. Your race leader is going to be the 41 of Dalton Kilroe, who's made his way back up to the front. Hank Caston sitting in second spot, Blake Decker in third. In fourth, we've got Ryan Walsh and Jason Powell rounding out the top 5. Nick Okie comes out of pit road in sixth spot. Corey Sherman, Adrian Pedra, Aaron Bockover, and Jacob Hoppy, your top 10. Pace truck lights are off, and that Chevy Silverado is getting ready to get out of the way for the 41 to lead these guys around this track and get them up and running and up to speed. Right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I want to thank TRJKarting.com. Want to thank Blazing Pedals. Want to thank everybody out there in YouTube land for watching us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We couldn't do it without you, and we really do appreciate you guys being out there. Skittles, of course I'm saying truck. It's a Chevy Silverado. I gotta say truck.
I like how you say that too. You're all excited, and let me tell you, Chris, I'm ready to get back to green flag racing.
Well, Rick, I'm excited because I'm surprised it made it around.
Well, you know, the Ford Mustang kind of broke down on the way here, so
Is that a ball joint that just fell out of the right front? It might have been.
There's nothing wrong with this one. It reminds me of 2010. Just got a little bit of rust going on.
They struck down onto the race apron. Dalton Kilroe has control of the field. He hits the loud pedal, and we are back under the green flag from Texas Motor Speedway. Shot out of a cannon is the 41 as Blake Decker on the inside trying to take over second spot from Hank Caston. Caston trying to hold on, can't do it. Here comes the 92 and the 18 of Powell. Caston stuck on the outside. Pedra gets around. Here comes Ryan Wash, the outside lane. Definitely not going right now. Hank Caston has to get down to the bottom side.
You know, these guys feeling good with them Dr. Feelgood, Chris, on their cars out there doing a fabulous job. Look at Adrian Pedra, takes over third position. Now he's knocking on the rear there of the Mr. Old Woodside there, Blake Decker.
Blake Decker finds himself running in second spot, but Pedra right behind, taking a look to the inside. That's those new tires, and that's what you can do with them, ladies and gentlemen. He pulled that steering wheel hard left. This stayed to the inside, and now Adrian Pedra looking for second spot. He has it from Blake Decker. What a run for the 78.
A couple other guys having a run there too. Jason Powell there in the 18, sitting in fourth position. Ryan Wash in fifth. Corey Sherman working his way back up through the field here on the outside of Wash. Right now going 3 wide there with Collins. Right now Collins on the inside there in that number 22. Able to get around Ryan Wash. Now here comes the Shermanator on the outside of Wash. The Shermanator meeting business here tonight in Texas, Chris.
Yeah, Corey Sherman having a hell of a race here tonight. That 3 car looking strong. as he moves up into 6th spot. Here comes the Butcher. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin moves up into 7th position. And all of these cars with those fresh tires, they're just all over the track, Rick, trying to figure out where they want to run. This is awesome.
It is awesome. Well, now that the stages are over, Chris, it is a final rundown to lap number 201. When uncheckered flags are going to fall out of the flag stand, and we're going to have ourselves a winner here tonight in Texas. But until then, these guys making all the moves that they possibly can early on in this stint. When those tires are new and they're doing what they have to do. 22, Brad Collins coming up really fast on Blake Decker. Goes on to the inside right now, the 92. The 22 door to door and now making the pass, trying to get around that number 92. And here comes Corey Sherman in the 3 to try to do the same thing.
Corey Sherman, it's like a shark on the attack right now. Goes down to the inside. The 92 may not be able to hold him off. He doesn't even try, Rick. The 92 a little bit loose, getting into the corner.
And look at this, 22, Brad Collins going around by the 41. Here comes Corey Sherman on the inside of the 41. Dolan Kilroy starting to fall back a little bit into 4th position. These guys are trying to do everything that they possibly can to catch up the race leader, Adrian Pedra, who's out there by himself right now.
Yeah, Pedra is in a different zip code right now. The 78 machine has a 2-second lead over the rest of the field, Rick. That's the biggest lead we've seen out of Texas all night long here tonight. And Adrian Pedra, I just said it not too long ago, it's like he's a different driver out there, that the 78. Once he's got that blinking issue concern fixed, he's on fire. Watch out for the 78 going forward in this season. Big battle back here, Rick, for 8th spot. You've got Dalton Kilroy and Blake Decker running nose to tail. But look out right behind them because you've got Nick Okie and the 35 of Brian McRae. McRae down on the inside making it happen. McRae down on the inside. They're going 3 wide in the corner. Still 3 wide as Nick Okie moves in. And the top dog there, the 41, Dalton Kilroy, tries to hang on. They're still 3 wide going down the stretch.
Look at Brian Dees in that 17, Chris, doing everything he can. He goes around Dalton also.
Holy cow, this racing is really picked up. You can tell these guys are on fresh tires, man. It makes a huge difference out there. And what a lot of fun it is to watch them go around this track now.
The main question is, though, Chris, how many laps is this going to last?
20. 20 and the tires will fall off.
I think it's going to be 20 for most drivers, but a lot of guys really abusing those tires to get up to where they need to do. Now, I'm not faulting them for that, Chris. That's exactly what I would be doing out there, too. We know it's a long, long way to the checker flag still. As a matter of fact, it's about 85 laps left to go. So a lot of time still to make up on the track, but these guys want to make it while those tires are fresh and they can do whatever they want. As we see Jamie Walker working on the inside of the 92, gets around him now, working on the inside of the 41. Getting around Dalton Kilroy now, and here comes the 24 also.
So Jamie Walker, who was the pole sitter tonight, has had a very up and down race, but I think it's been by design, Rick, as right now with those new tires, he is starting to move through the field. The 88, not done with this one yet, but I'll tell you what, Adrian Pedra out front still by a 1.5 seconds, and I think now he's just kind of taking it easy. Realizes that he may have been beating on those tires a little too much, had to woe it up a little bit. Brad Collins in 2nd spot.
I think that's exactly what was happening with Peter too. He's probably like, wow, I got a really big run here. I got a huge gap in between me and Collins right now. Now's the time to let it up just a little bit and try to start saving.
Even in that shot, Brad Collins not in the shot with Adrian Pedra. That gap just huge. 2.5 seconds here at Texas. And that's a long one to try and make back up. Go back to 4th place here. We've got a battle going on. Jacob Hoppy in the 2 to the inside of the 10. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin to the outside. Can't defend. And Hoppy takes away a spot from the Butcher. Here comes Travis McChesney looking to do the same thing. The 85. Rick Swim Short Special coming at you on the inside. Oh, the Butcher cuts off the nose of the 85. My Lord.
Cut it off he did, Chris, but right now the 85 still trying to look on the inside. They're running a little different line than the Butcher right now. Trying to catch up now. Of course, he sees his teammate right behind him. That's Big Daddy Brian McCrae. You know, I got to keep my eye out for some of them shorts there. If I see any, I'm going to have to send them over to Travis.
Brian McCrae having a great run here tonight, sitting in 7th spot. Travis McChesney, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin right up in front of him. The Butcher in 5th spot right now, so is broken into the top 5. Jacob Hoppy in 4th position. Hoppy with a great run here tonight as well. Corey Sherman, he's been up front all night long. He's running in 3rd spot. Corey Sherman has led the most laps out of anybody here tonight, 41 of them so far here, Rick.
Yeah, been doing a fabulous job here right now. The Shermanator, man, this is exactly what he needed for a race here this season, just to get out there and do what he had to do.
And by and large, the field is starting to spread out, but there's still a big group right here. 5th through 9th. And that is Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, Travis McChesney, Brian McCrae, and John Perkins in the 33. These guys battling it out. Hoppy may be starting to slow down a little bit as this group of 4 is starting to catch up to him. There is a little bit of a draft to be had here, Rick, but not a ton. Those corners really take it away, but the front and back stretches are pretty long, able to get a little bit of a draft, and that might be just enough to catch Hoppy. Mark, I'm not going to have an aneurysm. I'm fine. You're fine. We're all fine. Great racing going on tonight.
Yeah, you guys got to be happy out there. I mean, I know the start of the race was a little rough. I mean, we're going to get that, but man, this race is just turning out to be fantastic here, Chris, in my eyes.
What about your pole sitter, Rick? The 88 of Jamie Walker currently being scored in 11th spot right behind Brian Dees. So Walker may have been playing possum just a little bit as he is working his way up the field. Jamie Walker right now being scored in 11th position, just outside the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I definitely think is what's going on, and I can almost bet the house and the farm on Jamie Walker having another set of tires, at least a set, possibly 2.
Boy, wouldn't that be something else if he had a couple in the bank? I don't know if he does, but meanwhile, the 78, Adrian Pedra, still your race leader. That gap down to just about 1 second to Brad Collins right now. And the 22 is taking a little bit out of time. He's being very patient about it, knows that Pedra really sped off there and eventually will back up to him as the tires start to fade. Corey Sherman, who has led more laps than anybody else out there tonight. Sherman sitting in 3rd spot in his number 3. Jacob Hoppy in the 4. Running in 4th spot. I thought that group behind him was starting to catch up. Hoppy taking off. And look at this battle, all for 5th spot. Brian McCrae has it. He's got 4 or 5 cars right around him that want to take it away.
Yeah, of course, McChesney right there, right behind him right now, Chris. But here comes the 33 of Perkins. Perkins trying to get around Travis McChesney there in the 85, working on the inside. Catching up to that quarter panel there, trying to find a way around, get a little bit of extra speed. I think it's going to come here in turns number 1.
John Perkins out the front bumper, looking out to see what is out there. In the 35, Brian McCrae starting to pull away. So McCrae having a good run right now. And the 33 of Perkins does eventually get around Travis McChesney. The 10 of the Butcher Benjamin is just sitting there patiently trying to bide his time. They're trying to go around the 55 right now. A little bit slower car. Have to work around that. And then it'll be battle on once again.
And of course, the 55, that's Corey Rutherford, Chris. You know what I heard about him? I heard that he's great.
Oh, my. All right. I guess I needed that.
Come on, man. It's the process plate. Either that, if it's not process plates, then he knew about Tiger King way before the rest of America in quarantine. One of the two. I'm not saying that that's true, folks, but maybe.
Wow.
For the record, Hoppy. We have not watched any of that. Yeah, Hoppy got really close there to the wall.
Wow, very tight. All of a sudden, out of the 2 car, goes up way, way high. And the 33 of John Perkins trying to make him pay. The Butcher underneath trying to get there so Hoppy can't close the door. So far so good, and then now the Butcher is to the inside. Hoppy able to find a hole though, closes it down.
Yeah, but I don't think that hole's going to last too long, Chris. It's almost like Taylor has Hoppy on the Butcher block.
Wow.
Yeah, see, it's getting late in the race, man. They're all starting to come to me now.
Yeah, Hoppy not handling well all of a sudden. He is really tight going into those corners. He may have used up those tires a little too soon. Has to back it way down to try and stay in that bottom lane, and still really can't, Rick. It floats up towards the wall no matter what he's doing. So Jacob Hoppy may have burned up those tires. Here we are on lap 132 of 201.
Now here comes tonight's pole sitter. That is Mr. Restart Jamie Walker and that number 88 TRJKarting.com machine. Ooh, 3 wide.
Only for a moment as Jamie Walker makes quick work out of the Butcher and Travis McChesney. Walker now sitting in 6th spot. Hold on to your hats because this race definitely not done yet.
Oh no, this is when things start getting good. I have a feeling that pit road's going to start getting kind of busy here, Chris.
You should here, and maybe, let's see, how long has it been? It's been about 28, 29 laps since these guys were down pit road last time, and we saw one coming down onto pit road already, but I think they've got, caution.
Oh, caution.
It's Hoppy. We saw the handling had gone away, now damage to the right rear. Let's go back and take a peek. Brian Dees to the inside, making a pass on Hoppy in the 2. And we called this a little while ago. Hoppy just, the 9 of Okie. Oh no, I think the 2 was probably trying to come down off from the racing surface, maybe trying to get on the pit road. Okie didn't get the call, and just a hard hit into the right rear of the 2. We're going to go back live and listen in on race control.
He's trucking halfway down the back. Telling me to let the 42 by, but he ain't nowhere to be found.
Yep, just ran into the back of him.
Right here.
All right.
He called it out.
All right, guys, that was between the 9 and the 2. 2 calls out his pit stop. 9 runs into the back of him, spinning him around. It's going to be on a 9 EOL first strike.
He didn't hurt anybody.
It's still.
And there you go. Just the way we thought. The 2 had called it out. 9 didn't get word. And if he did, he didn't get it soon enough. So your stage 2 winner, hard into the back of Jacob Hoppy in that 2 car. That is going to get pit road really busy now. Look at all those cars sitting on pit road or coming down pit road, getting ready for service, Rick. This is going to be a big one because it's not going to be enough to get them to the end of the race here. If they take fuel and tires or just fuel, it still won't be enough to get to the end of the race. You see the right side's going up on the 88 machine, so he does have tires. Very interesting.
You know, I think if guys are smart, Chris, if they have a set of extra Dr. Feelgoods there behind pit wall, I would take this chance to use them. I mean, a little easier to take, a 14-second or so pit stop while you're under caution than it is for a green flag.
Absolutely. And Brad Collins comes out as your race leader. Corey Sherman going to be in 2nd spot. Ryan McRae up to 3rd. John Perkins, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin cracks the top 5. 5th spot for him. Travis McChesney. Adrian Pedra comes out 7th after a slow pit stop. Patrick Abrahamson sitting in 8th. Jamie Walker 9th. Noah Van Hoot in the top 10. Hayden Wheeler, Jeff Price, Brian Dees, Nick Okie, and Jason Powell rounding out the top 15. So a lot of things just changed right there on pit road. Number 1, we have a different race leader. And the guy who came in as the race leader, Rick, fell back to 7th spot. That's a huge loss.
That is a huge loss, Chris, but you know what? I wouldn't count these guys out. I mean, we still have plenty of racing left to go. 66 laps as of right now. It's going to get, or 65 laps. It's going to get good, though. It's going to get real good. You know, they say everything in Texas is bigger, man, and I think this race, it's going to be big at the finish.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. So far tonight, 7 cautions. Now 2 of those were for stage-ending caution flags. 24 laps total. 15 different lead changes here tonight. And man, I'll tell you, the action when it's been under green has been absolutely awesome to watch. And when these guys get fresh tires on them, it's amazing. Well, the Chevy Silverado has the lights on one more time. Some of these cars be in front of your race leader, the 22, are lap down cars. They're going to take advantage of the caution, go around that truck, rejoin the tail end of the field on the 1 to go. So I'm not going to say it on the stream because we know some drivers, they get in and they listen in, but just got word and had something confirmed, and it could be potentially huge here going forward. So I just let Rick in on the little secret, and he only had one thing to say, and that was holy something else.
I think it was like, holy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's big.
So this race far from over, but we're getting ready to go back under the green flag right now. Corey Sherman, you're sitting in second spot. Brad Collins, your race leader. Collins takes the inside lane, and I think we've proved out so far here tonight, Rick, that top side lane, not the best place to restart here tonight.
Not the best. I mean, if you got fresh tires, Chris, you can definitely make some moves up there, but not where I'd want to get stuck. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Shermanator can do there. Of course, that bottom line looking pretty good there with Brad Collins, Brad McCrae, and the Butcher. There's Peaches there also, and Walker.
Yeah, solid top 5 on the inside. Back under the green flag, Brad Collins wasting no time. Now it's up to the Shermanator. Can he hold on? Brian McCrae to the inside. Brian McCrae trying to bust into second spot. He does. The Shermanator cannot hold the line on the outside. Here comes the 33 of Perkins now. Perkins to the inside, and he's bringing Pedro along for the ride.
I'm going to say that's going to spell a little disaster there for the number 3 of Sherman, Chris, because Pedro right there closing that door, and here comes Jamie Walker also.
Jamie Walker on the 88 gas pedal hard as he goes around Corey Sherman, and now Pedro cuts the doors right off from the 88 machine as he slides back down into position. Adrian Pedro looking strong here in third spot as he goes around the 33 of John Perkins. Now Jamie Walker down to the inside of Perkins, trying to put him down another spot. And up front, we may have a battle for the lead. The 35 was looking, couldn't get there. Brad Collins able to scoot out as we're under caution once again. And this one may be on the 16. Lots of damage going on Ian Habiak's car. We go back and take a peek. Ian Habiak stuck behind the 46, wanting to go. Oh no, the 46 gets into the 44, and that causes mayhem. Oh, the 16, and he comes back out on track. The 45 gets into him. Heavy damage for the 16, and not of his doing. The kid wrecked. As we are under caution one more time, we're going to kick it on over to race control. See what they got to say about this one, Rick, because it was nasty.
Dead straight.
Yeah, he just didn't go go to the wall. So, all right. Get it up.
I mean, Baco's had the worst luck this year, man.
Yeah, I know.
What? Parker.
All right, guys, that was 46 and the 44 coming off turn 1. 44 comes up the track across the 46's nose. It's going to be on the 44 EOL first strike. I don't get it, man.
Obvious frustration coming out of race control, but this one going to be on the 44 Aaron Bockover, who is damaged heavily on pit road getting repairs done. As we are under caution once again here from Texas, Rick, the 22, Brad Collins, your race leader, Brian McRae, Adrian Pedra, John Perkins, and Jamie Walker, your top 5. And we've seen it a couple of times now, that inside line dominant, especially on restarts.
You know, Chris, I feel really bad for Ian Habiak. Just nowhere to go, man.
Yeah, live spotter or not, something like that comes up and you just don't have time to react. And we saw that the kid just got involved in something that wasn't his doing, now stuck on pit road, 1 lap down. He was having a good night, Rick, had busted into the top 10 a couple of times, now sitting way back in 27th spot, 1 lap down, getting repairs done, not the night he's looking for, and his season is starting to look the wrong way. Good thing we're going to be off next week here on Turn 3 Racing Network to celebrate Easter, and it's going to be a little different this year, and we all understand that here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, but we can't forget why we celebrate Easter, and it doesn't have to be a bunch of get-togethers or anything, but maybe just a phone call or two, and let's remember why we're actually celebrating Easter here on Palm Sunday.
That is correct, Chris, and I agree with you 100%. Now, we're doing something a little different this year. I mean, as you know, my wife's family, very big. We always get together, do something, but this year, we're doing it over Zoom. So we're going to do a little interactive get-together with Meme and the family, just to say hi and give encouragement, because, I mean, this stuff is hard. I mean, the social distancing and everything has been hard on everybody, especially for us. I mean, we've got a new family, our new family member, and nobody's actually met the baby yet, which stinks.
I met him in a picture and I'm looking at him again. Hello, Gavin. Can't wait to meet you, my buddy. So you couldn't get the wife to go with Cole, huh?
No, I tried. And, you know, the funny thing is, Chris, you know, now, of course, you know, we went in on Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. and we didn't get out of there until Wednesday afternoon, late afternoon, and we didn't have a name until about 2 hours before we left.
Names are so hard. Everybody goes in thinking, oh, I'm going to name my child this, I'm going to name my child that. You don't really know what you're going to name them. You got to meet the kid before you can name a kid, you know?
And that's, you know, that's exactly what we did. We sat there and we just kept looking at him and trying to figure things out, and then finally we're just like, okay, Gavin it is. He's definitely a Gavin. He doesn't look like a Charlie. And she said no to Cole. He said no to Cole Dale. He said no to Ralph Dale. I tried it all. He said no to Bubba.
Oh, man.
I tried.
Well, Rick, cars are lining up 2 by 2, getting ready to go back under the green flag one more time. Pace truck lights are off, and it is ready to come on down pit road this time by. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get going once again. We're on working lap 144. When we take the green flag, it's going to be 57 laps to go right here from Texas Motor Speedway. I hope everybody's enjoyed tonight's race. I know I have. It's been a lot of fun, and certainly there's been a lot of chat going on out there, and I do love that. I want to thank you all for coming out and helping us out here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It's been a blast, and we can't wait to finish this one up. It's going to be a good finish, and if I could just tell you what I know, but I'm not gonna.
We do have a driver in the infield care center also, Chris. It says Tim Habiak, but it's actually Ian Habiak, driver of the number 16. So once we get under green here, we can bring him up and talk with him.
And Brad Collins hits the go pedal. The 35 spins the tires. Adrian Pedra going to have an advantage as Brian McRae spun the tires on that restart. Now up to speed though, but Brian McRae stuck on that outside. Here comes Jamie Walker. Walker on the inside of the 35. Jamie Walker trying to push that 88 to the front. Walker trying to take it to the inside. He does. And Jamie Walker to the inside. Now, Adrian Pedra going to be your race leader. It's Walker and Brian McRae, your top three. Why don't we go ahead and get Port Ian up here?
Ian Haybiuk, driver of the number 16 TRJ Karting.com Toyota Camry. You got Rick Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh man, what happened there?
Hold on, Rick. Hold on. Oh, Ian, I'm sorry, but we are under a huge caution. Lots of cars involved. Holy cow. This one is bad. All right, we're going to get right back to you, Ian and Tim, as that one was absolutely devastating. Jacob Hoppy was stuck up on some car. We're going to go back, take a peek at that one from a couple different angles, I believe. Gonna back it up even more. Look at this gaggle of cars. On which car?
I would go right on board with the 41.
Watching Blake, Dalton Kilroe, excuse me. Blake Decker behind him on the outside. Ryan Wash is the driver that just passed him in the 68. Oh, the 92. Oh my goodness. And then it just piles on from there. There's Hoppy and Terry, and oh my gosh.
Lots of big names out there, Chris.
Look at that two car just bouncing all over the place. Holy cow.
That's going to be a tough one there for race control, Chris, because, man, with a big gaggle of cars like that.
All right, let's get Ian up here. We'll have a word or two from him. Then we're going to get to a quick commercial as they settle this one out.
Oh, man, there's some good cars right there.
Ian, you got Rick Chris back up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
The number 2 just bounced it.
Breaker 19, you got the 16 out there and got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
There you are, buddy. Hey, man, what happened there?
Oh, well, we were running pretty good up there. We were fourth, and then I was speeding. I got caught speeding for like 1 mile an hour over, so kind of screwed us there. And we got stuck in the back with all the squirrels there, and it just that was basically an incident I couldn't avoid there. Got caught up in that. Just want to thank all y'all for putting this league on together. Can't do it without you guys and Mark and Sam and all that, and TRJ Karting, of course. Try to get back out there. We got about 4 minutes left in repairs, so get back out there and see what you can do.
Perfect. There you go, buddy. Hey, listen, sorry that happened to you. Like you said, just know where to go, man. But hey, get back out there, do what you can, and enjoy your Easter next weekend.
Yeah, we'll try.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Ian Haybiuk, driver of the number 16. And Rick, if that infield care center isn't busy after this, I don't know what will be. We're going to see if we can get over to race control. It may have been already situated, but we're going to find out right now.
That's racing. I can't put blame on anybody for that. Everybody just trying to check it out.
Yeah, but Blake should have seen the 11 coming down. Should have known that Dalton was going to check up for that.
Well, like I said,
still run into Dalton.
If you want to call that, that's on you. I disagree. I think that one should be racing incident.
I'm following.
If that's on Blake, that's second strike, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I still think he just runs. He runs into the back of Dalton. To me, that's his fault. He hit Dalton. He ran into the back of him.
I'm gonna do outside.
Well, I mean, I guess I can go with you with it being Hoppy because Dalton did save it. Well, Dalton didn't save it. Dalton ended up wrecking.
But Dalton didn't go the whole way around. What brought out the caution?
Yeah, he did. He ended up going all the way around. hitting the wall.
But what brought out the caution is when Hoppy hit Blake and sent
Just
him
make it a racing incident. I don't like doing that.
All right, guys, there was a lot that went on there. What started it all, the 11 looks like he came down just a skosh.
Just tell him to calm down, too.
41 tries to check up for him. 92's on the back bumper of the 41, has nowhere to go. And the 2 car had plenty of time to check up and runs into the back of the 92. Me and Mark have different opinions on this one. It's going to be a racing incident. Nobody's going to get anything for this one, but we need to calm it down. I realize we're getting the end of the race, but we need to calm it down, guys. Green flag the rest of the way.
And that's it from race control. They're calling it a racing incident. And, you know, when you got a lot of cars checking up like that, it's what it turns into, Rick.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, that was a tough one there to call. And, I mean, what do you do? I mean, those guys, there was such a big concentration group of cars there that, you know, one guy, you know, got a little loose and caused a bunch of things, people backing up and hitting their brakes and everything. And that's just unfortunate. Some big names that have been having a good night here tonight.
Hey, Rick, remember how I said you don't ever want to restart on the outside here? Well,
I know there's one guy that likes to.
Yeah, Jamie Walker is your race leader. He chooses the outside lane. He's got Brian McRae on the inside, John Perkins in the 22 of Brad Collins in third, John Perkins in fourth. As we get set to go back into the green flag, Mr. Restart on the outside has control of the field, and he hits the go pedal. The 35 again spins his tires, Rick.
Yeah, you saw the wheel around wiggle just a little bit there out of that top plate computer number 35. And look at Jamie Walker. He's like, yeah, I'll show you guys how to start from the outside.
Walker with an incredible restart. 7/10 is the gap back to Brian McRae. McRae holding on after spinning those tires. He was able to keep it straight and get the speed out of that number 35. John Perkins in the 33 holding on to third spot. We've got Brad Collins in a battle with Derek Paulson. Paulson to the inside in his 6 car. Brad Collins defending on the outside, can't do it. And Brad Collins falls one more position back down to 5th spot. He's got Taylor the Butcher Benjamin right behind him. Then it's 2x2 with Noah Van Hoot going 3 wide. You keep hearing race control saying, settle down, and these guys absolutely doing the opposite of what race control wants. They are battling for every spot out there on track. And poor Mark and poor Sam. I think Tim needs to send those guys some Mylanta too, Rick.
I was just going to say that, man. That's exactly what has to happen. Tim, you send them to Mylanta, and Mark, you can send me your pork rinds. And Sam, little server, no more chicken strips, okay?
Ryan Wash up to 9th spot. He has cracked that top 10. He's got Van Hoot on the outside. Travis McChesney right behind them, watching all the way. The 85 sitting there in 10th spot. Jamie Walker has picked up one of those Adrian Petra type leads, Rick. He's got a 2-second lead over Derek Paulson in 2nd spot. And Brian McRae getting ready to fall another one as he's got the 33 of John Perkins right underneath and going by the 35 on the old tires. Just can't seem to hold on. Here comes Brian Dees in the 17.
Yeah, Brian D has been having an outstanding race here tonight, Chris. Still behind the number 35, but definitely been peaking and looking to make a run here. These guys doing a fabulous job out there. Brad Collins there just got passed by the 68, Ryan Walsh. I know that, you know, Mark wants to move. Say, yeah, okay, we can do that, Mark. You threw me off there a little bit, man. I like moonshine.
Cinnamon apple.
Yeah, a little apple pie.
Oh, back to the race. It's under caution. And Rick Thompson facing the wrong way on the track. The 76 down on the inside. Retaining wall will go back and figure out what happened to the 76. Thompson gets loose all on his own, but able to get it back going. Oh, then makes contact, and through the infield he goes. Looks like the tire was getting ready to rip off from that right front. Holds on to it, though. And Thompson spins it back around. Doing a good job on that infield grass. Gets it back going. And at this point, we were still under green. Oh, man. Oh, he just gets clobbered. Oh, Lord. All right, back under caution, Rick, and you know what that means. Besides having a hood up on the 76 machine, we're going over to listen in on Sam and Mark.
Got it going again. Oh, my. Keep. What his dad killed him.
Normal.
Where's Pace car?
3 and 4. Checking up over here.
Holy crap!
That'd be on Fred.
That was when the guys just slowed down the base speed and ran it up there yet.
Slow 4.
You hear me? Sam?
Yes, I can hear you. I was fucking muted. What? Tell me what happened. I can't see it. I couldn't even see it.
Fred was spun, got back down in the grass, came back on the track. 46 is coming up. He's at the wall. Fred's in the middle of the track, and he just kind of pulls it off the wall and runs right in the back of him. Father-son accident. Just ran right into the rear of him.
All right, guys, that one is between the 46 and the 76. After the 76 gains control of his vehicle out of the grass, comes back onto the track. 46 is in the wall, pulls it off the wall, and gets into the 76, bringing out the caution. So that would have been on the 46, correct?
He disconnected.
That would have been on the 46, but he disconnected. So carry on.
Father and son.
I wonder if Rick got mad at him.
Getting it done here tonight. Oops.
That's a tough one.
Should probably mute that. Yeah, there's going to be a phone call there. There's going to be a phone call there if it isn't happening already. Man. Well, I mean, here's the good news. We've had a lot of caution since Ian Habia was kind of put into something not of his doing. So he's only 2 laps down, 12 laps down, but he's back out on track.
Man, I got a message from the crew chief. If we're bored, he's more than welcome or more than happy to come up here.
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and bring him on up? What the heck? We haven't talked to Tim in a while.
No, we haven't had a chance to go into the live spotting channel.
Tim Habiuk, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I do, guys. What's going on?
Well,
oh, Mylanta.
If you could go ahead and send some of your Mylanta over to Mark and maybe about a gallon of moonshine, I think he and Sam could probably use it tonight, bud. What the hell is going on out there?
Oh man, it's just like we said at the beginning of the night, man. The competition is tight. It's you got so many guys that are so fast. You know, some more experienced, some less experienced, but you can throw a blanket over this whole field basically when it comes to lap times, and you know even 20 laps in their run. You know, these guys are separated by less than a second on the track. It's some crazy stuff out there right now. It's good stuff, but you know, cautions are a byproduct when you're running that close. So.
There's definitely something to be said about that, Tim. And then you add in, like you said, a little bit of difference in experience, and then you add in guys running side by side, lap after lap after lap. Eventually, it's going to cause something. We've definitely been seeing it the last few weeks.
That's true. There's a lot of guys in here that have been. I mean, this is Ian's, I think, fourth season, I think, with Blazing Pedals. So he's got a lot of experience with a lot of guys out here and a lot of trust. You know, like with Brian and Ty and stuff like that. I mean, they've been running side by side all night. I mean, literally door to door, and they know to give each other at least a foot of room. You know, and some other guys have a little trouble running, you know, 6 or 10 feet apart. But it's just, you know, with experience, as the season grows, I think it'll get better and better, and people will get more comfortable with each other and learn each other's habits and gain confidence in running side by side with someone. You know, it's like earlier when Jamie passed Ian, you know, he was a lap down, or Jamie took new tires. You know, Ian did hold him up at the bottom, but the next corner went high, and Jamie kind of knows now that trait that, you know, typically the slower car is going to go high. Some guys just don't know that, and it's, you know, it's just one of those things that's got to be worked on. When you got 45 guys trying to make the race each week, it's not all 45 guys have run together before.
Yeah, getting ready to go back to green here, Tim, so we're going to let that happen. We'll get right back to you here as Jamie Walker pulls away from the field. One more time, Mr. Restart on fire here, late going in this one. And Jamie Walker already has picked up a 0.4 of a second lead over second place Derek Paulson. Tim, getting back to what you were saying, and just want to go way back to like the beginning of the broadcast. You mentioned something about new shirts.
Oh yeah, we got some. We're working on new shirt design. It's gonna be kick-ass. I mean, it's gonna have that. I don't know if anybody. I'm sure everybody knows who Jungle Jim is from Funny Car Days, and we're gonna do kind of like a throwback retro shirt to some of the designs he used to have.
Awesome, brother.
Oh,
hey man,
cool.
who do you got to thank out there tonight?
Man, I gotta thank everybody. I mean, everybody that's, you know, helping out with this whole league. You guys, I mean, everybody comes out here week after week, all the race. I mean, we got 43 charters filled, 34 people took the green flag tonight. Everybody that wants to spend their Sunday nights with us, you know, those guys, everybody watching on the internet, including Skittles, you know, everybody that participates and gets this thing rolling every week. I mean, it's you guys know as well as I do, the last couple of years we've been struggling for participation, and, you know, some nights we didn't have 20 cars. But to see all the charters filled and full field of cars, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, Tim, already this season. And, you know, like you said, I think the racing will get better. These guys are going to get more and more used to each other as we go into the season. And when we have these green flag runs, which we're in the middle of one right now, they're great. It's just a matter of keeping them going here. So just a little stuff to learn.
Well, it is. And you got even, I mean, on top of that, you know, just new people, you got new strategies too. You got people that we're seeing here, you know, we run a very good strategy, and we got that speeding penalty on pit road that set us back in the field. But you got everybody with different strategies. I see clearly 3 different tire strategies and fuel strategies going on here. And, you know, in the past you would see maybe 2, but now you got 3, maybe even 4 different strategies going on here, which is crazy. That, you know, that adds a lot to the dynamic as well.
It absolutely does. And when you start racing around somebody with older tires and maybe you have fresher tires, that's something you got to have in the back of your mind too. So lots of things to be thinking about behind the steering wheel here in one of these race cars. Tim, I want to thank you for coming on up and chatting with us for a little bit, bud. We really do appreciate it.
Thanks, guys, and congratulations on the new one, Rick.
Thank you, sir.
And that is Tim Habiak, owner of TRJKarting.com, spotter for Ian Habiak, and car owner for Ian and Jamie Walker. What a hell of a run.
That man has, you know, his plate must be huge.
Yeah.
But what a great guy, man. I mean, I loved him. He is awesome. Definitely think of him as a brother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tim's good people. Jamie Walker up front. Derek Paulson starting to reel him in just a little bit, Rick. That 6 car on fire right now, so we're going to keep an eye on that just a little bit. Brian D is sitting in 3rd spot, and he is making the pass on Ryan Walsh right now. The 17 has been strong all night long, and now starting to prove it, sitting in 3rd spot.
Yeah, well, we're listening and talking with Tim there for a little bit, Chris. I had my eye on Ryan Walsh because I wanted to keep the fans updated out there because they wanted him up into the top 10. Well, right now, like you said, he's sitting in 4th. But he got a little tight there and ran into the wall there, but
Oh, Rick,
looking good.
Look at the lead. It's changing hands. Derek Paulson going around Jamie Walker on the inside. Jamie Walker looks down to the inside, trying to take it back. Can't do it this time. Dives it into the short chute there into turns 1 and 2.
And Paulson, he's just been on fire all night tonight, Chris, doing everything that he has to do. Doing an outstanding job out there. Of course, he started 6th here tonight. Currently, like you said, the race leader. Once again, now, of course, Paulson has led 34 laps here tonight. Shermanator has the most led so far with 41. But right now, Paulson and Walker tied.
Yeah, really close racing, and it's showing in the scoring right now as Paulson and Walker, you're 1 and 2, and they have separated themselves away from Brian Dees by about 1.7 seconds. Back to 3rd place runner Brian Dees. Dees had just passed Brian Wash a couple laps ago, and now he's got himself a little bit of a gap. So he's feeling a little fresh right now in that 17 car, not having to worry about the mirror too much. Can drive out of that front windshield.
Let me tell you, I know one person that's happy besides Brian Dees there that he's having a good run here tonight and currently sitting in 3rd place, and that is race admin Sam Baumgarten, owner of that number 17 Brutal Business Entertainment Machine. Good to see Big Bad Brian Dees having a good night here tonight in Texas.
Absolutely. Dalton Kilroe, driver of the number 41, is up in 6th spot. He was involved in that really big crash, but looks like he's got his car situated pretty decently. Not a lot of damage on that thing, and still plenty fast. He's got the horsepower under the hood. It's just a matter of having the aerodynamics now. Ahead of him, Rick, in 5th spot, the guy has been there all night long. Adrian Pedra, at one time, he had a huge lead. Now sitting in the 5th spot, Pedra has led 28 laps here tonight, and he is like a new race car driver ever since he's got his computer fixed up. And I think he did it with some settings, Rick. I don't think he bought a new processor yet, but Adrian Pedra definitely getting done without any of that blinking.
And yeah, I've been keeping my eye on Pedra all night here tonight, Chris, just to see how that works. Now, of course, we know, and for those folks who are not on the service, a little blinking issue going on. Just can't keep up with the processing of the graphics and where he is on track there. So had some issues, but man, looking really good tonight. I don't think I've seen that 78 blink at all tonight.
No, I don't think I have either. It's pretty refreshing, really. Well, Derek Paulson really starting to stretch his lead out now, Rick. It's about, Jamie Walker coming down pit road, as is Brian Dees. So and Walker says, enough of this. I'm coming down pit road. And the question is, does he have a set of tires in the bank? We're going to keep an eye on this because this could be huge. Everybody's going to have to come down for fuel, I believe. Oh, yeah. Everybody's going to have to come down for fuel.
Well, Chris, I see the right side going up on the 88.
Oh, huge news. The 88 had a set of tires in the bank late in this one. That's going to be a huge benefit to the 88 machine. Meanwhile, Derek Paulson sitting out there all by himself, looking in the rearview mirror going, where did everybody go? Well, Derek, they all came down on pit road, bud.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on the 17 of Brian Dees, Chris, but he was in there for a comparable amount of time there as Jamie Walker, so both those drivers might have fresh sets.
Derek Paulson says, okay, everybody comes down pit road. I guess I will too. Derek Paulson makes the trip down pit road. Dalton Kilroe takes over the race lead. The 41 back up front, and he has led some already tonight. 8 of them to be exact, Rick, and now back up front.
I mean, I never count out Dalton, Chris. I mean, he's a heck of a driver. He's another driver that has grown so much since we started broadcasting Blazing Pedals here. Then it's just amazing to see.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. When we look back and remember some of those truck races last season, the season before, but no longer in the truck, now in the K&N car. And I'll tell you, Dalton has made that transition pretty smoothly.
Oh no, see, I gotta throw this into you. This isn't the K&N car no more. Actually, we should change it. It's not the K&N series. It's now the ARCA series.
ARCA, yeah. No, I'm leaving it as K&N.
And just like the guy still drive the Winston Cup and the Busch series?
Yeah, I'm old. Deal with it.
We're not old. We're knowledgeable.
Oh. Well,
We
I know
don't make
this.
change.
The
So get off my
41's
lawn.
still on track, Rick, and he is still leading the way. And I'm going to go on board because I think I'm going to listen in, but oh, we've got fuel strategy going on. Dalton Kilroe clutching that thing hard. Very, very interesting. As Kilroe, your race leader, clutching that thing, hoping for a caution. And if he gets that caution, Rick, that is going to help him tremendously.
Yeah, but Chris, we still have 22 laps left to go. I don't know.
Oh, this is a strategy of trying to make it to a caution, not to the end of the race.
That's a lot of eggs to put in a basket right now. I mean, could it happen? Yeah. But what if we go green flag for the next 21 laps as he crosses the start finish line up here?
Sometimes it comes down to this, Rick. What have I got to lose?
Yeah.
Dalton has not been up front for a very long time. He's currently the race leader. He's got a 7-second lead over second place, Jason Powell.
And he's won a couple times already this season.
And he's already won. So now
He's locked in.
Yeah, what do I got to lose? This is the time to try that kind of strategy.
I mean, Dalton, I know you're listening over there on Twitch on DK Racing. If you want me to send out your rip, you might want to go down the pits, over.
So Dalton Kilroe staying out, saving fuel. 20 laps to go.
And
oh, caution comes out. Oh my goodness.
Holy cow.
Uh-oh. It looks like it may be not Corey. Corey was coming down pit road. Boy, I don't know. Gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way, Rick. Oh, the 73, it looks like.
73, yep.
Casey Campbell. Looks like he popped a tire. Just really, really slow on track. And then blinks. I don't know why that would have brought out the caution. Okay, well.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused about this one myself, Chris.
Yeah, let's go see if Race Control sees anything different. We'll be right back.
Brian.
I did not think you were that close.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Well, no, it wasn't.
.41 pitting this time. 41 pitting this time.
Yeah. And Brian just ran into him.
Yeah, that's Brian.
I did not think you were that close.
I'm sure he called it out.
No, he didn't, but he doesn't have to either.
I heard somebody call it out.
Dalton.
Call something out.
Dalton called it out, but that's on Brian because he hit him. I mean, there's no... You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, he said it, but he said it really late. He said it right as Brian hit him.
Well, again, he doesn't have to call it out, so
Yeah.
it's on Brian. All right, guys, that one was between the 35 and the 13. 13's checking up to go down pit road. 35 gets into the right rear of him. That's going to be on 35. EOL first strike.
EOL first strike.
EOL first strike to Brian McRae. And completely missed that one, but I got a chance to see it over there on their stream. And yeah, well, he got into the back of the guy as he was trying to come down on the pit road, and that would definitely do it. Corey Sherman going to be scored as your race leader now. Sherman hit pit road as that was happening. Absolutely perfect for the number 3. Now the question becomes, does he have tires, Rick?
That's going to be the huge question, Chris. I mean, Corey Sherman started here tonight. I mean, he started out really well here at Texas, man. Started 3rd here tonight. Has led, he's going down pit road now, but he has led 41 laps of this race so far here tonight. So no matter what happens, I mean, man, the Shermanator putting on one heck of a show here in Texas.
So that must mean he came back off from pit road. Oh boy. All right, let's pick up your race leader. It's the driver of the number 18. That's Jason Powell. Dalton Kilrow in 2nd. So that strategy did work out pretty well for the Kilrow. Aaron Bockover somehow, some way is sitting in 3rd spot.
Oh man, this is huge, Chris. I don't know if I want to give this out, but the Shermanator is finished his pit service as he's coming back out onto the racing surface. And just so you know, he does have 4 new Dr. Feelgoods.
Nothing feels better late in a race, 17 laps to go, than 4 fresh tires.
I mean, unfortunately, he's not the only one that had that same strategy, so I think we're going to have a really good finish here tonight in Texas. I mean, go big or go home, right? Go or blow, baby.
You got to go or blow right here from Texas Motor Speedway on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I want to go ahead and thank everybody once again for coming on out to the TRJKarting.com Blazing Pedals K&N Series, or ARCA if you're Rick, I guess. But not me. I'm K&N. We really do appreciate it, guys, and thank you for sticking around here for this. It's been a bit of a long one, but 17 laps to go, so the end is near. And we've got Jason Powell in the 18 car as your race leader.
I mean, the way to think about this, Chris, because you're right, we're running a little bit over, but, you know, we're in overtime now. NASCAR likes to throw that word out there. We're in overtime, even though it's not really overtime. And the best thing is we don't have to worry about that and rush for anything either, because unlike Fox and NBC, this is the only show that we got going on here tonight, so hey, let's let it go.
Yeah, let it run. Oh, cars are starting to line up 2 by 2. We're going to get ready to go back into the green flag here very, very soon.
I'm happy to see the 18 sitting in that position, man. Powell has had such a weird season so far, the start of this season, Chris, so it's good to see him being up there towards the front.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Get to call some names that we don't normally call. But that 18 looking good, leading the way. To his outside, Dalton Kilrow, driver of the number 41, sitting in 2nd spot. Inside row number 2, it's Aaron Bockover. Ty Morosco to his outside. Corey Sherman rounding out the top 5. In his number 3 car, pace truck goes off, and Jason Powell wastes no time, Rick. He is gone. Using that leader's advantage, the 18 off like a rocket ship.
Well, I'm not sure if it was just my connection, Chris, or not, but the 41 Dalton Kilrow blinking a little bit, but able to get around the 44 of Aaron Bockover to keep 2nd position going. Right now, Bockover sitting there in 3rd, right behind him, the number 1 of Ty Morosco. And Corey, the Sherman Sherman, rounding out that top 5.
And a little bit of blinking going on now by Ty Morosco. So drivers in the top 5 starting to blink a little bit. Jason Powell, your race leader, the 41 of Dalton Kilrow trying to catch him up. The 44 looks to the outside. May have gotten a little tight because here comes Ty Morosco. Morosco looking on the inside, trying to get past Bockover. They shoot into the corner now side by side. Ty Morosco goes by, and so does the Shermanator. Corey Sherman gets around the 44. Now the Shermanator sitting in 4th spot. Ty Morosco holding on to 3rd. A battle for 1st and 2nd. A battle for 3rd and 4th.
And this is just huge, Chris, because we know the 41, he's on fresh tires right there as he's going on the inside of the 18 right now to go past Powell and take over the race lead here. Dalton Kilrow, the new race leader. Here comes Ty Morosco and Corey Sherman starting to catch up onto the back bumper of that 18.
Ty Morosco finding some late race speed, sitting in 3rd spot. He's got Corey Sherman pushing on the back bumper, trying to get him going. and the 1 car has to try and figure out a way to get underneath the 18. Jason Powell holding steady on that inside line, and that allows Dalton Kilroy to sneak away just a little bit more. Jason Powell cuts down to the bottom, trying to keep everybody away, and does so for the meantime. The 1 of Ty Morosco up high. That may allow the 3 to come on by this time. Corey Sherman to the inside. Rick Ty Morosco under fire.
Yeah, he's kind of stuck there on that outside lane, but he's not giving up, trying to race back up to that door of the 18 there. Here comes Corey Sherman looking on the inside. They might go 3 wide here.
3 wide for second spot, and Ty Morosco just puts the foot down and uses the power of the 1 car, launches himself to second spot. Corey Sherman falls back into 4th, and Jason Powell has got to be shaking like a leaf out there, knowing that he is under constant barrage of attacks. And right now, the 18 sitting in 3rd spot.
And what an outstanding move by Morosco, Chris, making that outside lane work really well for him there. Right now, Shermanator trying to find a way around the 18, but the 18 holding steady. And here comes Corey Sherman on the inside of the 18, Chris. He's looking to take over 3rd position, and he's going to do it at the line.
So top 3 now are Killo, Morosco, and Sherman. Jason Powell restarted this one in 1st place, now sits in 4th position. Aaron Bockover sitting in 5th. Derek Polson 6th. Jamie Walker stuck in 7th spot. 9 to go for Dalton Kilroy, the turn 3. Caution on the track. And that might have been Ryan Wash. Yeah, we're going to go back and take a peek.
And it was racing hard back there with Hank Caston.
Ryan Wash on the inside. Hank Caston gets past and then goes down to the inside. Oh, boy. Yeah, they make contact. Ooh. That's going to be on Caston. And the 68 able to keep it going straight after spinning, but yeah, definitely going to be on Hank Caston. I don't think they're going to see it any other way up there in race control. Let's go and listen in.
It's Ryan with that bullshit blocking shit.
Yeah.
But it's Hank's fault. Hank went to go underneath him, and Ryan was just fucking trying to use that bullshit line to protect the middle like he always does. That's going to be problems every time. They didn't hurt each other.
Ryan killed the wall.
Hank killed it too, but there's no damage on Ryan's car. It's zero damage.
On my
screen.
There's fucking hella damage on him on my screen.
On my screen, it's nothing. Even on the broadcast, nothing on Ryan's car.
He's got damage, bud.
Okay, well, some colorful language. Let's take a peek, because he's saying on the broadcast there is no damage. Let's find out. Let's see, we're going to do this one here. Oh, yeah, there it is. Right front's caved in.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to tell there with the paint scheme, I think, Chris. That black paint really masking some damage there.
Yeah, Ryan was having a pretty good night. Spent a good portion of the night in the top 15, Rick, and now sits in 19th spot with a damaged number 68, but able to keep it out on track, so that's something. Meanwhile, we have a race leader. It is Dalton Kilroy, Ty Morosco, Corey Sherman, your top 3, Jason Powell, Aaron Bockover, and Derek Paulson mark up the top 6 cars. Jamie Walker, Brian Dees, Blake Decker, and the Butcher sitting in 10th spot.
Yeah, Tim, I think you're right, buddy.
Yeah, 3 bottles of Mylanta and a half a pint of moonshine, and do that to you from time to time.
He's trying to soak it up with the pork rinds. And Old Sam needs a next day air his chicken strips too.
Yep, I saw that. Well, 6 laps to go under caution once again here from Texas, and I'll tell you, everything is bigger in Texas. We've seen some pretty big crashes here tonight. Some small ones too, but we've certainly seen enough of them tonight, Rick. 12 cautions for 43 laps, 21 different lead changes, and it has been absolutely, you know, how do I say this nicely? I don't. Listen, these guys need to learn a little patience, and not only is it affecting Mark and Sam, but now it's starting to get to your broadcasters, guys. Let's straighten it up out there. Let's get them straight. Let's get them clean and stay that way for a race, please.
I think someone's getting tired.
It's not tired, Rick. It's not tired. It's frustration. And these guys are probably one of the best leagues in iRacing. And so far this season, well, the first couple of races are exempt, but after that, boy, it's been tough. And I know it's just a little bit of a progression that they're going through, and it's going to get better on the other side. But man, I cannot wait for it because it's tough. It's tough to watch. It's tough to call.
It is.
And Mark's not wrong. When they're racing, it's been really good racing, and that's the other side of it. But some of these cautions have got to stop. All right, pace truck lights are off. Now I'm going to get off my soapbox. And that Chevy Silverado has got way more miles on it tonight than it was planning on. It's going to have to go out as a demo. It's no longer a new truck. It's now a demo. Anybody in the car business will understand that.
But it's doing good. It's got a lot of life left in it, Chris.
Colin Kilroe opting for the top side. Gonna pull a Jamie Walker here. See if he can't lead it from the top side. Ty Morosco on the inside. Corey Sherman right behind him.
I think I need to find somebody to wrap my truck like that. I kind of like it.
Colin Kilroe wasting no time at all, and it worked. Rick, he took off from the outside lane, and Colin Kilroe, your race leader. Jason Powell, he is stuck on the outside once again, but holding on to third spot and trying to battle it out with Ty Morosco. Corey Sherman has fallen back just a little bit, needs to get that 3 back up to speed. Here comes the 88 of Jamie Walker now on the inside.
Yeah, the 3 working really hard on the inside there of the 6 of Paulson right now, able to clear him. And now he's going to try to find a way around Powell.
Oh, the 3 goes into the wall, holds on to it, and keeps it going, but does lose a little speed right back under caution. Once again, it's the 55 of Corey Rutherford. And I don't think that's the only car involved. We're going to go back and find out. The 45 into the 55. And we've seen that story here before a few times tonight.
That's just unfortunate. I mean, that's one thing these guys got to remember, Chris. It ain't all just about the gas. I mean, I know when you're new on the service, I mean, I can understand it, but these guys have been around for a long time, Chris. They got to know that that brake is right there for them, too.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go over and listen in on race control.
It was Price, I think. If I saw correctly. I got to rewind it. I was giving them that spiel, but that's just, this is fucking ridiculous at this point.
Where's the wreck?
In 3 and 4, they come off 1 and 2 on lap 198, so you could look at 33, 4, the 14.
I've seen, here we go.
Coming off 2,
Back
they're
here.
3 wide.
Really? Back in the back?
Hayden, don't fucking do that.
So that's the
That
55
was on purpose. If we could pace like a normal group of people.
checking up.
Hold on, I gotta go look at that now. Because
Hatcher ran into the 55 is what happened. That's the caution.
I'm looking at something else if you could maybe hand it out.
Trying to see if that was caution.
Behind you there.
Oh, let me.
Guys, let's drive in a single file line. Come on.
All right. Well, it looks like there was a couple of things that was going on there, so we're just going to let it go here, Rick. 2 to go till the checkered flag is supposed to come out. Of course, we do have a green, white checkered flag available for us here tonight, and we're going to be using it. Hopefully just the one time. As we are on what would have been the final lap, pace car lights, pace truck lights are still on to try and clean up the mess. There was actually a couple of different accidents that were going on at the same time, but I believe the Corey Rutherford incident that we showed you here was the one that brought out the caution.
Yeah, it looks like the 4 was involved in another one too, Chris. They're trying to figure it out, but either way, under caution once again for stuff that could have been avoided, but hey, we're at Texas. We're going to finish strong. Green and white checker, like you said, when this has happened in the past, usually we only get through that first one, so we'll see what happens, but we do have 3 to use if needed, but I'm sure these guys want to get their cars packed up and get home for the Easter weekend.
At this point, I'm thinking they need a week off. It's been a tough ride here the first part of this season. And don't get me wrong, there's been a couple of good races. The first couple were really decent, and it's kind of gone downhill a little bit from there, but I know that they're going to get it back. It's just got to be a little patient, and they got to get patient with each other. The other incident that I saw should never have happened, and I hope that Sam and Mark resolve that one, involving that 4 car, the 4 and the 13.
Well, Chris, this break country came at a better time because after this, when we return back after the week after Christmas, we're going to be heading to Bristol, and we all know what happens there.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
They rattle each other's cages.
Yeah, indeed. I think they're rattled enough here. Tim brings up a good point, the 6 caution rule, 2 stages, 4 cautions after 6 single file. Yeah. I know another league that does that. They do 5 and then they go single file. And it seems to work out pretty good for them. It does help. But a lot of these cautions, they're not happening on the restart. They're happening after the restart, Tim, and there's nothing you can do about that except for hold on.
Yeah, honestly, Mark and Sam have both said it multiple times, Chris, here tonight. It's all about patience is what it comes down to. You can throw all kinds of rules at it, and, if the drivers aren't patient, this is exactly what's going to happen. And that's what I understand. It's hard to do when you're coming down 5 to go or whatever, 10 to go. You want to make the moves. Everybody out here is here to win. But there's a lot of mistakes here that are kind of, I hate to use this term, but kind of rookie mistakes here tonight.
Yep, absolutely. Pace truck is off, and Dalton Kilroe takes off once again. Ty Morosco with a good restart this time, trying to hold on, but Dalton Kilroe takes off. There is your green flag. Now it's going to be the white if we can make it there. The 41 going around the track, and he's got Ty Morosco in 2nd spot. Corey Sherman sitting in 3rd. The 88 of Jamie Walker making a move up to 4th position. Jason Powell going backwards.
And quick, we know that the 3 and the 88 have new tires, Chris, so coming into play massively here. Powell stuck on the outside as Derek Paulson starts working on the inside in his 6th machine.
White flag in the air. The 41. Oh, they're going to make a move now. The 1 and the 1 blocking the 3. The 1 throwing a huge block on Corey Sherman. Sherman on the outside trying to hold on. Here comes Jamie. Walker can't get there. Your race winner, the 41 of Dalton Kilroe, Ty Morosco, Corey Sherman, second and third. Another great win for the 41 team. That Turn 3 Racing Network engine has been strong all season long. A tap from the 92 to congratulate the 41 machine of Dalton Kilroe, the Daddy O's machine, picking up another race win on the season. And this one, Rick, very hard earned. I don't think anybody will look back at this one and say, oh, that was an easy race.
What an outstanding job by the guys, though. I mean, Corey Sherman, Chris, he needed this. He's been digging hard all season long, having good luck here and there. Ty Morosco, man, I'm so happy to see that one there sitting in second.
Yeah, not disqualified at all. He was second spot here tonight in the one car as the 41 starts burning the house down. Guys, we're going to step away for just a quick moment. We will be right back. And back live here from Texas as we have the top three finishers ready for post-race interviews after a very long night of racing here in Texas. Let's get right to it. The number 3 finishing in third spot, it is going to be Corey Sherman. Corey, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man, you had a hell of a run here tonight. You actually led the most laps of anybody in that 3 car tonight. What was the deal with you? You were on fire.
You know what? I got to give a shout out to Terry Foster because we went in some practices. I couldn't figure out the track. I was bouncing off the wall, and he actually walked me through a couple things, and I just built off that, and I was surprised with my run, too.
Well, it was a heck of a lot of fun watching you, bud. And like I said, you ended up leading. At the end of the day, you led more laps here than anyone at 41. Paulson was your closest competitor at 40. But, man, seeing that 3 car up front all night long, that was really cool to see. Who do you got to thank on that thing tonight?
Well, I got to thank my teammates, Noah, Aaron, and Terry, Savage Edge. If you go to the TNA store now, we got a new tailgate hoodie, a TNA tailgate hoodie where it has a koozie built in and a bottle opener, so you can pick that up.
Oh, well, I could probably use one of those myself. Anyways, hey, congratulations once again, bud. And hell of a run. And next week we're off, but after that we're back in. What were your overall impressions of tonight's race?
I thought the setup was good. It felt good to me. We had a little strategy for the qualifying to lower the steering ratio to get the faster laps, but then I bumped it back up to save tires. So basically it was just saving tires for this race. That's why I dropped to the back there in 20th because I was going to pit with about 28, 27 laps to go to make it fuel and fresh tires. So it worked out good where that caution fell.
All right, bud. Congratulations once again. Bringing it home in third spot tonight. Driver of the number 3, it's Corey Sherman. And Rick, I believe that you caught up with second place finisher Ty Morosco.
I did. Ty Morosco. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Oh, I got you guys.
Damn, man. Started here tonight in 16th position. Battled your way up. You didn't get disqualified tonight, so is it time for a new paint scheme or what?
Oh, I think it is. I think it might be. Pretty good run. I mean, I don't know how I finished up here. Just that, holding out to that last caution, but I think I can definitely change the car now.
I think you can, man. You did an outstanding job. I mean, your season hasn't really been one that you wanted to go. I mean, you started out with the 3 Musketeers. You went to the EQ, which is not Dairy Queen, folks. It is disqualified, but hey, he did a heck of a job, man, tonight. So congratulations. Anybody on that number 1 car you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank, Mark and Sam up in the booth doing this, adminning for us. I'd like to thank Tim and TRJ for sponsoring us this season, and especially you guys out here in Turn 3 coming out every week and watching us race. It was a hell of a race tonight, and definitely up and down for me, and I'm happy maybe this can boost my upswing.
Well, I hope so, man. I hope you take that momentum. I mean, of course, we're off next week, but then when we return the week after at Bristol, man, I mean, that's going to be a tough one too. But I have a feeling we're going to be seeing some good things out of the number 1 this season.
Yes, I hope so too. Thank you, guys.
All right, buddy. You're welcome. Thank you. And congratulations once again.
Thanks.
Congratulations going out to Ty Morosco, driver of the number 1, finishing in 2nd spot tonight. A hell of a run for him, but there's only one other guy to talk to, and I don't know how the heck he ended up doing it because it was a wild ride there for him tonight. The 41, Dalton Kilroy, you got a copy, bud?
10-4.
Well, first of all, congratulations. You won another one, and there was some strategy involved with that. I'm not going to tell anybody. I'll let you do it, but what a night for you. You were involved in an accident. You were back in the field. You're back up front. You're all over the place tonight. Ended up, though, you got the drop of the checkered flag. Tell me how you're feeling. Tell me what that strategy was.
I just kind of got lucky. During that first stage, spinning out on pit road didn't really help my situation. That's what sent me to the back, and it was all just trying to stay clean for the most part. That accident in 1 and 2, I was just trying to stay out of some of the guys on older tires. And after that, I was just like, okay, stay calm, still have time, long race, could still get back up there, and got that lucky caution. If that caution had not come out with like 25 to go, I don't win this race because I had to pit that lap and I had to shut it off and coast it. But when second that caution came out, I was like, oh my God, the Golden Horseshoe's still here.
Well, once again, that Turn 3 Racing Network engine has proven out itself this year. Last season in the trucks, okay, so we didn't get you the best stuff. This year, it seems like you're doing okay.
Oh yeah, engines are on the level of Hendrick at this point. Like I don't think there's many other engines out there that could compete with the Turn 3 engine right now.
Well, if you watch the stream, you're going to find out the secret behind one of those engines. But anybody
I'm going to watch it.
Anybody on the 41 that you need to thank tonight, bud?
Obviously, Daddy's Barbershop for being my sponsor for this league. They do amazing stuff. They gave me a little cut before we got on this 1-month quarantine for this coronavirus stuff. TRJ Karting, Top Flight PC, Dr. Squatch, Scope. You guys for the broadcast, Mark and Sam for having to put up with all of us idiots out here, and everybody I was racing with tonight: Blake Decker, Hayden Wheeler, Corey Blevins, and Nick Okier. We were all just trying to do what we normally do, keep each other calm.
And sometimes that is all you need to get up to the front. You proved it once again here on a Sunday night, Don. Congratulations once again to the race leader, Don Kilroy, driver of the number 41.
Thank you.
And that is going to do it for us here from the Turn 3 Racing Network. It was a long one here tonight, Rick. 201 laps plus a couple just to add to the drama of it all.
Exactly. 294 miles, what that worked out to be, Chris. And, some ups and downs, the guys, they got to get it figured out, and they will. We know that they will. And I want to say congratulations once again to Corey Sherman, Ty Morosco, and, of course, to Dalton Kilroy. Dalton, I will make sure that I get my butt to the UPS store tomorrow for you to get out your Rift. Congratulations once again, Chris. And hey, listen, it was fun to be back, man. And enjoy your week off. I mean, of course, you and I were going to be here on Wednesday night with Racing for a Cause, I believe. I think we're heading to Oxford. So one more to go, and then we're off next weekend.
Yes, sir. All right. With that, guys, I hope you all have as normal a week as you can. Remember to keep yourselves and each other safe. Keep that social distancing going. Keep washing those hands. And we will catch you on later on here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight.
Good night, all.